Let's get nasty on a Monday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers and Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. 202, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Oh, yeah, Andrew Marsh here as well, and Marshy is hot today. He sent us a text, yesterday after he heard that Notre Dame had been left out of the college football playoff. He had warned all you Irish fans that this could happen. He laid it out perfectly. He said on Friday last week, he goes, hey, if Duke beats Virginia in the ACC title game, Miami's going to be in and Notre Dame's going to be out. And you all laughed at him.
They did.
You sent him nasty text messages.
Yeah.
You called him every name in the book.
Yeah.
Well, what do you say now?
Anthony, it got heated. Got heated on the text line last week.
Sure it did.
It's still hot right now. Actually got to take this off.
Oh, no!
Oh, wow.
You did not unveil that in the office.
I did not.
He's been sweating buckets,
He
too.
has.
Sweating buckets.
That office is not warm. So much so I put the fan on in there. Marshy stayed buckled, zipped up with the winter jacket.
He stayed committed to the bit, man. I applaud you. Nice job there,
Thank
Marsh.
you.
Well done.
For those driving around, I'm wearing a Miami Hurricanes jersey right now.
Yeah.
Shameful. Not for Miami, but it's shameful what the committee did. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible thing I watched Sunday morning.
Hey, Carey.
Sitting there watching, waiting on the football games to start, and I'm just like, you know what? Let me check out this college football shindig, this shenanigans, this nonsense that's taking place. I don't know. Last time I saw the playoff rankings, the U wasn't in the rankings, were they?
Why are you mad at Miami?
I'm not mad at I'm not mad at
You
Miami.
just singled them out.
I'm just saying, who I actually singled out is the committee. The ladies and gentlemen on that committee, with all due respect.
Remember, you're saying all due respect.
Yes, it is.
That's a dumbass decision, man.
So, Carey, just if I could pry just a little bit
Please
here.
do.
You weren't fond of their selection process, and I imagine you weren't fond of the way they admired Alabama's play calling in a gritty win against Auburn.
Gritty win against Auburn. Man, if I got to watch Alabama play another week, I might claw my damn eye. -3. You know who that reminded me of?
Who?
Anthony, you know we used to sit there every Sunday night and watch a specific team run the football, or at least attempt to, and never have success. Alabama had -3 rushing yards in the SEC championship game. You want to tell me, they deserve? Hey, man, get the hell out of here. The last game they played before that, they took the 4-8 Auburn Tigers, go Tiger, to the wire. Come on, man.
Did you see some of the play calling?
I saw all
took
of
guts.
It took something, Jamie. It took something. It took something away from me watching it. But here we are. Seems to be a bit of a bias for a specific conference.
No.
I don't know. You watch
The
that
ACC?
game. Oh, hell no. The ACC, they don't even consider them a conference.
I mean, there was a bias for the ACC. They said it was important that the ACC have a representative.
Let's do this.
His head's going to explode.
Let's do this. Let's take away conference games. Because what difference does it make? If you don't play in the conference game, in your own conference championship, you, sir, can still get in. If you don't play in a conference game, because you don't have a conference, you, sir, could be watching. And if you get the doors blown off of you and you don't run the football and you don't look particularly good and lose in a conference game, you, sir, can still get in. So you tell me, what the hell is the purpose of the conference game? There is none.
No.
You lose, you get
Absolutely
in.
none, actually.
You don't play, you get in. You don't play, you don't get in. Who the hell knows?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
The ACC, the champion of the ACC, is watching. It's going to be in a bowl game. They're not going to be in the college football playoffs. But the team that didn't even play is in?
Yeah.
Make it make sense, man.
It's never...
I'm sorry.
I thought that was rhetorical.
I apologize.
That was an actual question.
It was not a question. and I get it. You can sit here and say, well, Notre Dame lost to Miami. Cool. They did. By 1 point. They lost by 1 point to Notre Dame.
They lost by
Miami.
1 to
They
Texas
lost to
A&M.
To Texas A&M, excuse me. They lost by 3 to Notre Dame.
better, Carey.
I mean, to Miami. I'm sorry. That 3 points.
Fired up, let him go.
I'm sitting here watching a team that, in my opinion, has been playing the best football pretty much of all the teams in college football in Notre Dame. And they literally are sitting on the outside looking in because the ACC couldn't handle their business because you had to put Jam U in. No knock on Jam U, man. James Madison.
Oh.
Love them. Those Dukes, wish them best. They're going to get the hell smoked out of them in Oregon.
Yes, sir.
In Eugene. But good luck. The Green Wave, tip of the cap. Nobody gives a damn about watching that. Notre Dame got the raw end of the deal, and I'm not mad at Miami. I thought Miami deserved to be in. But if you're looking at a team that, in my opinion, ain't been playing really good football the last couple of weeks and got the doors blown off them, well, they beat Georgia. It's cool. They didn't yet. They didn't this weekend. They got the hell kicked out of them.
They pooped down their leg.
They sure did.
Yeah, it was
and
bad.
nothing about that offense, nothing about that defense was particularly good to watch.
No.
Kalen DeBoer looked like he was out-coached. He looked very uncomfortable in that situation. And it didn't look like Alabama was a good football team. They looked slow. They didn't look athletic. And Georgia just said, hey, we're a better football team, and we're going to run it at you. We're going to throw it at you, and you're not going to be able to do anything against us. And that team is the team that makes it to the college football playoff.
Yeah. I said this last Thursday. I said we're all going to be pissed at the wrong thing. We're all pissed at the committee. The whole system doesn't make any sense. The whole structure of it doesn't make any sense. They're forcing themselves to choose teams out of conferences that might not be worthy enough of representing that conference in a college football playoff. We were never going to get the 12 most deserving teams. That was guaranteed. That was guaranteed going into the weekend. Notre Dame got punished. It could have been Miami. So if Notre Dame's in, Miami's pissed. Miami's in, Notre Dame's pissed. And as college football fans, the casual college football fans, we're pissed because we're going to watch James Madison, again, no offense, but James Madison go on the road and get smoked by Oregon. We'll see about Tulane versus Ole Miss. Ole Miss beat them this year 45-10.
Yeah, it was a lot closer than it seemed.
Nope, it wasn't. But we were always going to be pissed. Somebody was always going to be left without a chair. Hell, you can even, and Jamie, you had said this before. You said this in the office. Not that you're saying BYU should be in, but BYU has an argument that their resume was perhaps better than Notre Dame and Miami.
When you compare it side by side with something else, you're like, okay.
There's at least an argument.
Yeah.
They might have played worse than Alabama did over the weekend, though.
Vanderbilt, Texas.
They did.
You're saying that Texas or Vanderbilt don't have an argument to be one of the top 12 teams in the nation? I'm not saying they deserve to be in.
I don't think Texas does.
Fine. But we're not. But what I'm saying is we were never going to get the top 12 teams, ever.
I just...
And that's the problem.
That's the model that's broken.
We're all bitching about Notre Dame or Miami or whoever, but the problem is much bigger. It's we're not getting the 12 best teams fighting for a national title. Because of this, we have to have 5 conference winners, five highest ranked. They force themselves to be in this spot based on the way that the whole thing is set up. So now nobody's happy. Miami's probably happy.
I have no clue how you decide, right? I have no clue how you come to an understanding that, like, you're looking at the losses. Okay, Notre Dame lost to Miami and Texas A&M. They're 2 pretty good losses, right? Alabama just got, again, the doors kicked off of them last weekend. And they had one of the worst losses of all of the teams in the damn playoffs against Florida State, which I have been saying all year. And y'all, this is the first game of the year. It shouldn't matter. Notre Dame lost the first 2 games of the year. Why does that matter? Why does it matter if Notre Dame lost 2 games, the first 2 games of the year, and then we say, oh, it doesn't matter that Alabama lost the first game of the year? It all matters. Florida State is terrible. And Miami, Alabama went down there and got the hell beat out of them. And Florida State, I want to reiterate, I don't even think Florida State is going to a bowl game. They're
they
terrible.
may have opted out.
I think they won 4 games.
We know Notre Dame did.
Yeah. They're following suit, I heard.
They're 5-7, man. Come on, man.
Well, I mean, nobody said that the loss didn't matter.
CD.
No, I was told it didn't matter because it was early in the season.
I don't know who
but
told
so
you
was
that.
Texas A&M.
Who told you that?
That's what everybody said. You can lose early.
didn't.
Why don't you point that finger at us?
You told me I'm crazy because I keep bringing up the Florida State loss. I said it matters.
I didn't say you're crazy.
I said annoying.
That's what he said.
What?
Well, it all matters. They should. They're not going to get rid of the conferences. They should stop at the rankings.
We don't know if they will or they won't.
They probably won't get rid of the conferences because there's so much money to be made, Jamie.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Not the title games, the conferences.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The conference, they're not going to get rid of the conferences. What they need to do is take everybody's resume at the final, when everything's done, conference championship games and all that, when it's all said and done, committee should get together and they should say who's the best 12 or the best 16 or the best 24 and go from there.
Don't worry about conferences
What's your resume?
being represented, all that crap.
What's your resume?
And I would not have the rankings until like yesterday.
Yes,
like,
I agree.
I'm not going to.
Here you go. Here's your top 12.
There we go. Boom. So that you don't have the. No, but hear me out, Carey.
I don't disagree.
So you don't have the Notre Dame is ahead of Miami or the flip flop.
Yeah, because that didn't make any sense.
That made no sense.
Well, I think me personally, I think they screwed up along the way.
Yeah.
Like there should not have been that big of a gap.
They drop down. See, this is the other problem, too, and we run into this. I know we all joked about it, but we run into this even when we do our stack up, where you just saw something, and now you're weighing what you just saw heavier than what you saw 2 weeks ago. So you're right, Marsh. Somewhere along the way, Miami lost, Notre Dame won. Well, Notre Dame's better than Miami, and then they got stuck there because Notre Dame kept winning.
Yeah.
And then it finally got to the point where like, oh, these two teams kind of have similar resumes. Well, Miami should be in. Miami got put in over Notre Dame. Neither team played. Somehow Miami got better over the weekend.
Well, and I think what the committee tried to do was make sure that they did not set a precedent moving forward, which was a team that goes to their conference title game and earns their spot in there. Now, you can make an argument. Alabama, I think it was a tiebreaker. That's why they ended up making it in. That could have been any team in the SEC, tiebreaker-wise. But they didn't want to set that precedent that if you go to your title game, then you will be punished. And you can make the argument, well, BYU was punished. BYU was never in it, though. They were never a top 10 team. And they also didn't want to set the precedent that head-to-head doesn't matter.
They were a top 12 team, but not going into...
a top 10 team. They weren't a top 10 team. We knew that you had to be a top 10 team.
Are you talking about going into the weekends?
Yes.
Okay. Because they were a top 10 team at one point this season.
I'm talking about going into...
Got it.
Yep. Going into this final weekend because we knew the top 10 teams were going to make it because of the two conference championship games that those teams just had, they're in because they have to be. They were never going to be in it unless they won. So I think the committee, they didn't want to set that precedent for dropping down conference, title contenders or whatever in the head-to-head because I think that sets a bad precedent. I mean, imagine, Carey, you played football, or Jamie, you played hockey, going into something like this. And teams right above you, he was like, well, you have somewhat similar, schedules and all how And someone says, you know what, Carey? I know you beat that team. I know you beat that team, but they're going to get in. How would you feel about that?
I don't think it's a Notre Dame and Miami issue. I think both of them deserve to be in. I don't
it's
think
an Alabama issue.
It's an Alabama issue.
And that's why I said
it's not a Notre Dame. It's not one versus the other, in my opinion. I think they're both deserving to be in. If you watch that Alabama game, and Alabama stinks at running the football.
Oh, they were terrible.
No, not just yesterday. Like, they stink.
Yeah, they've been bad for a while.
They haven't been a good football team running the ball for a long time. So, and I'm going back and looking at they beat South Carolina by a touchdown. That team is terrible. They beat LSU 20-9, and they only scored 3 points. Alabama did in the second half. Like, they are not the Alabama when Nick Saban was there. If you watch this team, and this is not an SEC conversation. Oklahoma deserves to be in. Ole Miss, Georgia kicked the hell out of them. All of those guys deserve to be in. Alabama is the one team, in my opinion, 3 losses, and the last one being a bleep show. I don't know how you come to the conclusion that they deserve to be in this game.
One thing I'm just glad about is that the College Football Committee left nothing to be questioned after yesterday.
They answered everything. You're right, Jamie.
This is 1 year,
They
right?
left it all on the table, didn't they?
Things might not be the same next year.
Well, it won't be. Notre Dame's guaranteed a spot.
Oh, yeah, I forgot
They
about
finished
that.
in the top 12. They're guaranteed a spot.
Yeah. They said, whoops.
Can we hold on real quick.
This is like schoolyard stuff.
I've heard from some Notre Dame fans that are like, well, everybody got to find the kids what they want. Anti-Notre Dame bias. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The wheels have been greased over and over and over again because Notre Dame's a big draw. Every opportunity for the committee or the computers or whoever to get Notre Dame in, it's been done. This is the first year, and everybody's like, see, told you.
Nah.
Told
Notre
you.
Dame played in the national championship game last year, and Notre Dame has one of the best players in the country on their roster. You can't say the same thing about Alabama.
What?
I'm saying that's. I agree with you.
This is the first time Notre Dame has been left out.
Correct.
As opposed
and I'm
to,
saying that they should not have been.
Oh,
What he's saying is that this is the first time Notre Dame has not gotten the benefit of the doubt or gotten,
Whereas in previous years, if there's any question at all, Notre Dame's in.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. This is the first year where what I'm saying is Notre Dame's like, oh, there's an anti-Notre Dame bias.
I think there is an SEC
but
bias.
At least
that's fine.
Yeah.
If nothing else, at least Notre Dame can go and win a bowl game and finish happy.
Anthony, Jamie, you know that's not going to happen.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
In the New Year's Six Bowl, one of them. Should be a good game, right? We got BYU probably
have a great opponent. Yeah,
BYU.
Vanderbilt, BYU. Maybe
Then they can show what the committee.
They can prove everyone wrong.
Absolutely.
They can do that. No need for that.
What's going on?
That would be the right thing to do, right? Try and prove everybody that they deserve to be.
It'd be the competitive thing.
I mean, that'd be the thing I'd want my student athletes to compete.
Well, you also get practices and things like that.
That's
Extra
overrated.
practices.
You heard Allen Iverson. It's overrated.
Oh, Carey.
Those kids that will never play football in the NFL, they get another chance to play
One more chance. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, well, we figured that out.
Yeah, we did. Hey, can the Blues build on these past two games? Blues are winners now.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Talk a little Blues hockey next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, Missouri, if you haven't heard by now, FanDuel Sportsbook is live in the Show Me State, and they're kicking things off with an offer that's tough to beat. Right now, new customers can get $5 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. Whether it's football, basketball, hockey, or more, you can bet it all on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. So download FanDuel today or head over to FanDuel.com/Missouri to join the excitement because Missouri, it's time to play your game with FanDuel. 21 plus and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Well, Jamie's back with us now that the Blues have finished up their road trip. They beat Montreal 4-3 at Bell Center. Braden Shen led the way with 2 goals and assists. Dylan Holloway added a goal and 2 assists in a breakout performance. Buchnevich scores the other Blues goal.
Booch, there it is.
Jordan Binnington made 23 saves, including a buzzer beater stop to seal it. Jamie, this Blues team,
Yeah.
absolutely rolling. The playoffs started tomorrow. This is the one team you won't want to face. Am I right?
Really? That's how you set it up?
I think he's 100% correct.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Appreciate
The way
you.
they've been playing.
They finally win 2 in a row. You set it up like that?
Yeah.
Well, they've been collecting points along the way.
They have. I think they've got points in 10 of 12 games or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should revisit that.
Which part?
The points when you lose.
Well, Carey, listen. If we can't figure out the college football playoff, we're gonna have a hard time figuring out points for the NHL. Okay?
I agree.
Let's just pick one fight at a time. Okay? So the Blues, by the way, they're playing well. Like 3-game road trip. You're going to Boston. Doesn't go the way you want it to go, obviously, and that was a tough game. Jim Montgomery called out the team's effort overall. And you don't ever like to hear that, especially as a player. But I do know that Monty followed it up the next day with a really good meeting. None of the media were involved in the meeting. And I really haven't asked details about the meeting. But I was told that it was more so that the effort's not there, but the mindset isn't there. You're not playing with a winning mindset where teammates are doing things that are positive and nobody's recognizing it. And the culture that they tried so hard to build last year, not that it's not there, but it's almost like, it's taking some time off. Mm-hmm. And so I think Monty challenged them to get back to, 1, loving to play the game of hockey, and 2, playing for each other. Play for the guy beside you. Because right now, the fans may or may not believe. The media may not believe. Nationally, they're not believing at all.
Yeah.
So who the hell is going to believe in you guys except for yourselves?
Right.
And that's just me. That's my assumption of how it went down. I don't know. But you saw a different team. And right away, early in the game in Ottawa, not great. Carey gets hurt. You spent almost the entire first period in your own end. You had 8 minutes and penalties you had to kill. You only got 2 shots on net. You had 1 shot on net the entire period till 2-point-some seconds left, and Broberg got a shot on net. Mm-hmm. Not ideal. Mm-mm. But halfway through that game, things started to change. They did. And in the third period in particular, you got Joel Hofer standing on his head. You got Joel Hofer almost scoring a goal, by the way, boys.
Who had him? I think I did, right?
Yeah. It was like
He
4
just
or
missed
5 inches wide.
The thing I liked most was also him jumping in the pile and not letting. I can't remember who was getting. I can't remember who it was. But he jumped. Was it
Broberg was the
Broberg?
one who was getting jumped by
He jumps in and like, nah,
senators.
hell no.
He didn't hesitate.
Did not think
As soon as he
twice.
saw you. So that's kind of where I was headed is you have a game where you battled hard, didn't start the way you wanted, you battled hard, you're in a winning position at this point. Your goaltender stands on his head. Your goaltender has enough moxie to say, screw it, we're only up by a goal. I'm going for a goal here myself. Knowing that if he misses, it's an icing.
Right.
And it did come back, and then they have the brawl, and the goalie's involved. Leaving the rink in Ottawa was just different. Mm-hmm. It was different. You can start to feel like a little buzz, you like that little bit of energy, tingle in the air. Gary, you like the tingle.
I do like the tingle.
And so next day, we get into Montreal, and there is something different about playing in Montreal. It's, I don't know, like maybe it's Lambeau Field, maybe something historic, like Yankee Stadium is what I always compare it to, where you walk in and you're playing one of the most historic franchises ever.
Yeah.
And the building's buzzing, and you could see right away the boys were on their toes. They were going. Braden Shen gets a great goal to start. Then Jordan Binnington, I know that Montreal Canadiens scored 3 goals. They could have scored 8. The high danger chances were so lopsided in that game, and Jordan Binnington just put on a clinic. And then Dylan Holloway, he comes alive. Braden Shen comes alive. Like Jake Neighbors came alive in Ottawa. Like it's like you're getting guys scoring. Robert Thomas had a good game. Booch finds the back of the net, like you talked about. Things are trending in the right direction, and it's not all about just the wins and losses. To me, it's how they're going about their business.
Yeah.
I feel like we've seen this before. We literally saw it like last week where the Blues on their homestand, they have 2 good games against the Senators and then the Mammoth, and then they followed it up with 2 just awful games against the Ducks and the Bruins. Can you convince the listeners, and maybe myself as well, why things could be different heading into this next game against Boston? Is it because these top players are starting to find their groove?
I think it's everything that we just talked about. It looks like a team now that is competing for each other again. Like the number of block shots that they had in Ottawa and then again in Montreal, and then the scrums and just all the things that are happening. Then you combine that with your top guys now. Starting to feel a little bit. That was the one complaint we had for a while is, hey, you're getting points in these games, or you win one, lose one, tie one, overtime loss, but your bottom 6 is what's carrying you offensively.
Right.
Now, at least the last couple of games, you're getting some of your top guys that are scoring. You know, it's not like you blew the roof off with a massive goal output, but you scored 4. That's a good start. And it was Braden Shen and Holloway getting on the board and Booch, like 3 of your top 6 guys that you're like, okay, they need to find the back of the net. So I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid yet because there's a lot of work to do. But here's what I know to be factual. They've won 2 games in a row. It's looked better in those 2 games. They're only 2 points out of a playoff spot. As crazy as this year has been, the Blues have the chance to do something to salvage this season. Because everybody has like they're like 7% to make the playoffs. Well, they're 2 points out of a playoff spot right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs. I'm just saying that nobody else is seizing the moment either.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I think for them, the key is to find their game, but then when it goes beyond that, they have to be consistent with it. And that's why I brought up the 2 wins that they had, a couple weekends ago, or maybe it was last weekend, and then they followed it up with 2 just not good games. Can they find that consistency? And I think that's ultimately the key to this season, which is an obvious statement. But
well, for me, this next group of games is going to be extremely important. And I don't mean like, this is going to tell it, but you play Boston, that's a winnable game. It is. You have Nashville, you should win. You have Chicago, a winnable game. You have Nashville. The next 4 games, quite honestly, you should win 3 of the 4. If I'm the Blues, I'm thinking winning 3 of those 4 games. If you do, you put yourself back in a good spot.
There you have it.
Bottom line.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Boy, a few of us struggled over the weekend in the Pick'em Challenge. We needed to get a win this week to tie the Rizzuto show. We'll tell you how we did next on 101 ESPN. If you need a new car or you're looking at a used vehicle, now is the time to head out to Auto Centers Nissan in Herculaneum. You don't want to miss the year-end sales event that's going on in Herculaneum. They're clearing out every last 2025 Nissan model to make room for the 2026 models. That means massive dealer discounts and the year's best offers right now at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. Get no payments until summer 2026 on all remaining 2025 Nissan models, or lock in 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Murano, 2025 Pathfinder, and the all-new 2026 Rogue. That's 5 years interest-free. And if you're looking for used vehicles, Auto Centers Nissan, they got you covered with no money down and no payments for 3 months on select used vehicles. Auto Centers Nissan has over 1,000 new and used vehicles all in one location. You don't have to drive around looking for, which spot, which dealership has the exact vehicle that you saw online. When you go to AutoCentersNissan.com and you find the vehicle that you want, you can test drive that same vehicle at their dealership that day or the next day or over the weekend. Plus, every new Nissan includes a lifetime warranty and a 30-day return promise. It all happens at Auto Centers Nissan in Herculaneum, just minutes from South County, or online, like I said, at AutoCentersNissan.com. The 2025 models won't last for long. Take advantage of the deals. It's Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues picked up 2 victories over the weekend, one against Ottawa and one against Montreal. They will be back in action tomorrow, taking on the Boston Bruins. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We'll talk with our Blues insider with The Athletic, Jeremy Rutherford, at 3 o'clock, and Blues head coach Jim Montgomery at 4:30. So stay tuned for that. We're going to dive into the NFL next. We'll talk about this week 14, and we'll also have Monday Night Football for you tonight on 101 ESPN as the Chargers go up against the Eagles. Pregame for that one starts at 6. Kickoff is at 7:15. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Get ready to pick 'em. It's the Fast Lane Football Pick 'em Challenge on 101 ESPN.
Refreshed by Bud Light, official beer of the NFL. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly.
It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. So, like I said, a couple of us struggled in the Pick'em Challenge. You can hear by Jamie's sigh that he was
Not our fault.
He was one of them. No. It's the
games, man.
At one point, I looked up and I'm like, I don't know if I have one victory. Like, it was bad.
we did need a win to tie the Rizzuto show. I finished with 8, BK with 8, Jamie 7, Carey 7, Andrew Marsh 6.
Yeah, my
Well, we still got tonight.
We still have tonight. But it doesn't matter because we won. Yeah. We won as a team. Nice job, guys.
We're back, baby.
We officially tied the Rizzuto show after 14 weeks.
I was a sacrificial lamb
You
for
were.
the team yesterday. I had the Chiefs. If the Chiefs would have won, I don't know if us as a team, us as a whole,
Jamie.
end up winning.
When you're not
You're
here,
still with the new guys, man. All right.
Sorry, buddy.
That's right.
So yeah, my butt will be on the line.
what was it, 5 this time?
I had the Chiefs too,
I think
Marshy.
it's 6.
Marshy, I had the Chiefs too.
Did you?
I did.
Number.
I didn't, but I wasn't sacrificing. I thought they were going to win. That's how bad I sucked this week.
Well, let's
Yeah.
get into it.
You were almost as bad as Travis Kelce last night.
No,
he's
not
done.
quite. No. I got way more game left in me than he does.
He's done. He's done.
He's
I hate
already
to
on
say-
the next.
He's had an unbelievable
He's on the next
career.
Eras tour already. He's gone.
Anytime you start
Wedding
talking
date is
about
booked.
She's gotta leave him
retirement,
now.
she might actually. Like, you're a loser. Know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh!
He's dropping passes.
I'm actually not
She
joking.
might be like, yeah, this is it.
Like he's not as cool as he used to be.
You gotta understand, man. Understand?
Oh, you want
ain't
that?
playing.
Like now she rolls into Kansas City for a concert with him and people are booing? Like, no, like come on.
They ain't gonna boo him once he retire.
No.
But he's
beloved.
but he hasn't
ready to
retired yet.
retire.
He's got a podcast too.
He said
so
he
he's
was.
fine.
Once you start talking about retirement, you're nearing the end, brother.
Once you let that leak into your brain, just a
It's a
little,
wrap.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes said, "I just enjoying the time I got left with him."
basically telling him to retire.
I can't throw the ball right to you
Well, that's why
anymore.
he's throwing the ball like that to him. Make him look bad so he retires.
Oh,
He's
is
sick
that
of
what it
him,
is?
too.
Yeah. Well, it's nice of Travis to give it to the other team.
Oh,
That was awful.
He's not
He
just
got a shot in
dropping
the
it.
ribs because of it. It's like, take that with you.
That Houston defense is nasty.
Yeah.
You know what? Praying they make the playoffs because I want to see that defense that shut down Josh Allen and shut down everybody. But the way that was the worst statistical game that Patrick Mahomes has had as a Chief, and that's the worst offensive performance the Chiefs have had since Patrick Mahomes arrived. That was nasty last night.
You know what Mahomes could have done? He could have pulled a Marcus Mariota and
Just quit
basically
on his team?
No, I was going to say could have ruined his tight end's career right then and there.
Zach Ertz, see ya. Boy, there were some
Is your leg supposed
nasty
to fold
injuries.
like that the wrong way?
No, it's not supposed to bend that
No?
way.
Okay.
It usually bends the other way, but when
Yeah.
it bends that way, it's a wrap.
It made me like,
Yeah,
I had to
probably tore
explain
everything.
So Killian and I were watching the games yesterday, and Daniel Jones got hurt, and I said, "Oh man, that's his Achilles. Like it's Achilles injury. He's going to be done." Killian's like, what's an Achilles injury? What happens? I go, well, the Achilles connects in the back of your leg. You got movement in your ankle and all that, and that muscle snaps. He goes, oh, I'm never playing football again. I go, well, buddy, you could do it in soccer. You could do it in, just walking around, running around. So he sat there the rest of the day, just stared. Didn't want to move. Wow. Didn't want to tear his Achilles.
Why did you do that?
I didn't know.
What did you do?
I answered the kid's question. I answered his question.
Don't you know you lie?
goodness.
I didn't know.
Whenever your kids ask you a question that you know they don't want the answer to, you lie.
Oh, my
I'm like, I feel bad for Daniel Jones and all that. The kid asked me a question, I answered
Like your
it.
dad lied to you. Like
That's good.
That's
He was
crazy.
sick.
Great parenting.
Your dad paved the way for you, and you ignored it.
And you've already done this, but you've already done this before too with the bird.
Yeah.
You think you'd have known.
I should have. Like, no, buddy, it's okay. He'll be fine. He'll be back. He'll be back next week.
He just sat on the
hurt his
couch and
foot.
didn't move.
Didn't move. He's done. Doesn't want to move again.
Hey, Dad, I'm not sure I'm going to play for the Falcons next year.
Yeah. I'm retired. Him and Travis Kelce retiring after the year. No, but really, I feel bad for Daniel Jones. He doesn't have a contract. It's not like, I know he's going to be fine and all that for financial stuff, but
this,
he
he
is
finally
playing
got to be
exactly.
a real quarterback.
Yeah,
like
he's
when people
playing
weren't
well.
laughing at him.
Colts offensively are setting records. Now I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs.
They might not. And
Riley Leonard is their backup. He got hurt yesterday.
Anthony Richardson broke his face.
Yep.
With a band.
Yeah. Jamie.
Imagine that.
Jamie, the band snapped and whipped him in the side of the face. He kept going. Anthony Richardson's been on the show.
He's a hockey player.
He is.
Yeah.
Or just an idiot. I'm not sure. Either or.
Yeah, I think I feel bad for Daniel Jones because that was rough, man. Watching, seeing that happen, like you talk about the contract situation, he's already playing on a broken fibula.
Yeah.
Like they said it. If you watched him in practice a couple of weeks ago, limping around trying to just hand the football off, you're putting your quarterback in a dangerous spot. And I'm sure Daniel wanted to play. It's not like they forced him to play. He wanted to play. He felt like it couldn't get any worse. There's no more damage. That it's already broken, Daniel. You can't break it anymore. No, but you can tear something else. Because as I was speaking to Jamie, and we all know this, when you hurt something, you start compensating with other things. And you start walking funny, and you start moving funny, and you run funny, and now all of a sudden, now you tore something
You're
else.
stressing other parts of your body.
You're stressing other parts because you're not your gait is off. Like how you're walking and how you're running is different. So now other things become liabilities.
Yeah.
And you tear your Achilles. And it's unfortunate, man, for him. It's unfortunate for any player, but specifically when you are playing with an injury that everyone knows, you're already at risk, and then you tear something and now you're done for the year instead of maybe, I don't know, give him a couple weeks off.
Well,
In hindsight, right?
He's got time off now.
Right now, in hindsight.
Yeah. A couple weeks off.
They weren't winning anyway.
You're not going to win, man.
No.
So it's just interesting to see how it all unfolds.
Well, they got a couple draft picks they can use, find a new quarterback.
Wow.
What?
No, they gave those up, too.
Who?
The Colts.
Oh, no. Boy, they are the Falcons now, the AFC.
He almost tore his Achilles, too. Sauce.
Sauce Gardner?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he tore his Achilles the way
2
he
weeks
looked
ago.
back.
Yeah.
When he looked back, I said, oh, that's torn.
They dodged a bullet there.
I said, that's torn. Fortunately, it's not. It's just a calf strain. But, Jamie, you don't go run on that calf strain because it'll tear. That Achilles
or
will.
something else will happen.
Something else will.
Yeah.
Sorry, Colts. Sorry about your season. All right. What a weird day yesterday in the NFL.
Yeah.
Man, that was bad football. How the hell do the Browns lose to the Titans?
That honestly was one of the more entertaining games.
How do you lose? Titans ain't trying to win.
You
Titans
take
are
your
rolling.
quarterback out
They're
when you
rolling right now.
trying to get a 2-point conversion.
You gave up 31 points.
That's
One
my
of the
biggest
best
thing.
defenses.
So everybody
in
wants to
football.
focus on Shedeur Sanders, right? One, he balled out. He had a
Played
great
his
game.
butt off.
He did.
Two, the coach calls a dumbass play for the 2-point conversion.
Well,
three,
in fairness, that
where
was
the
an
hell
actual
was your
play.
defense? Where the hell was your defense?
You're right on the second one.
The third. That was
The
Third,
one.
excuse
yeah,
me.
The second one was the 2-point play.
Yeah.
2-point
Which was
play.
a really good call
was
if
supposed
the
to-
player actually does what he's supposed. I guarantee you he's supposed to pitch that.
Oh, yeah.
I
You can
hope
see the way it was
so.
all set up.
And he's not supposed to turn, spin, and run around like he's on fire?
I can almost guarantee you he was not supposed to spin, turn around, and throw it back across the field. Anthony, do you remember we were watching football and I would tell you anytime the running back jumps back to the hole late, that's where he was supposed to be at
Yes.
first?
Yep.
That's to let you know Quinshon Judkins was supposed to hand that off.
screwed up.
Yeah, he was like, I'm going to surprise everybody. I'm
So
going
why
to
not
keep
just
it.
have your quarterback in there?
I don't
By the
disagree
way,
with that either.
Your quarterback who can run really good.
Yeah.
He had 4 touchdowns yesterday.
Yeah.
1 rushing, 3 passing.
I mean,
Probably want to get the quarterback that has.
is Kevin Stefanski that bullheaded right now?
Kevin Stefanski's trying to get fired, man.
What I say?
He named him the starter again.
He's trying to get fired.
He's fine.
Nah, he wants to get
all
fired.
fine.
He wants to get the hell out of there.
Yeah,
He's been in
that's all
Cleveland
good.
long enough. He's like, why haven't they fired me yet? I'm the only coach that lasts this long.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Him and the special teams coach in Atlanta are safe, apparently, no matter what they do.
Yeah, yesterday was weird. J.J. McCarthy actually played well.
I mean, the Vikings beat the hell
had
out
to.
of the Commanders.
Yeah.
You got your quarterback again.
Well, we got him for a week. We'll see how it
9
goes
is
next.
back, baby.
J.J. McCarthy, 3 touchdowns, look good.
Yeah, he was good.
Bald.
Right from the start.
He was good.
Vikings have their quarterback. Saints have their quarterback, huh?
I don't know.
Tyler
the
shook.
Saints.
He was shooking all over their
You know
faces.
what? He's actually been impressive for what we expected him to be heading into the season.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Carey, our expectations were
Carey
below
was running
this
around
crowd.
like he was some sort of
144
modern
yards
day
passing.
Taysom Hill.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
Maybe.
My favorite tight end. You leave him alone.
He couldn't even complete a pass at the combine.
Tight end slash quarterback slash gunner slash.
How about my Steelers, man?
That was a big win.
How about my
Steelers, huge
Steelers?
win. Packers, huge win. Texans, huge win. Raiders, huge cover.
Saints, huge win.
Oh my gosh!
Did you
By the
see
way,
that? Did you see that?
somebody needs to look into
The
that.
Raiders?
Dude,
Somebody
I
needs
didn't see
to.
it.
Somebody needs to look into
What
that.
happened?
you're not like anybody that's holding the Denver Broncos ticket certainly knows what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
yeah.
They had what was the spread? 7.5?
8.5.
8.5?
It was 8.5. Some may have gotten it at 8 or 7. Didn't matter. So Denver was up 24-14. 24-14. Raiders out of timeouts. Kenny Pickett is in for Geno Smith because Geno Smith got hurt. There was a pass that should have ended the game, except for
Referee said, nah.
I think it was Patrick Surtain. Patrick Surtain laid on Trey Tucker, for an extended period of time while Tucker was trying to get up so that they can spike the ball. So Surtain got flagged.
Delay of game.
Untimed. It was 4 seconds left or something like that. Again, they're down by 10. Pete Carroll sends in Carlson.
To kick the field goal?
Kick the field goal, end of game. 20, they lose by 7.
The fact that Pete Carroll,
Unbelievable.
Pete Carroll is the one you need to be talking to. He knew what it was.
He was
Not even-
Unbelievable.
his circle of friends
Pete
is
knew.
what
That's what I'm saying. Pete knew. Like, you guys gonna cover? We'll cover. We got you.
I don't know. I don't even know if that flag should have been thrown. He wasn't.
Nah, it's
he
a-
wasn't on him for that long.
If you lay on him, they're gonna call it delay of game.
yeah.
He did. I was wondering. I was watching the end of it because it was one of the only few games that was going on in the 3 o'clock window yesterday, and I thought they should have flagged him.
Yeah, that's a delay game.
Man, it was
The
All right,
fact, though, that Pete Carroll likes to kick the field goal at that point.
That's ridiculous.
What are you doing?
let's go.
Pete is the one you should be looking into.
That was funny.
Check his text messages.
All right, let's get to what's trending
Use his phone, you know that.
because we got Jeremy Rutherford coming up at 3 o'clock. So we'll get to a quick what's trending. We'll talk about the Baseball Hall of Fame next on 101 ESPN.
Furnace broken? Don't sweat it. Contact aircomfortservice.com.
Hey, Missouri, if you haven't heard by now, FanDuel Sportsbook is live in the Show Me State. And they're kicking things off with an offer that's tough to beat. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets. Win or lose, whether it's football, basketball, hockey, or more, you can bet it all on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. So download FanDuel today or head to FanDuel.com/Missouri to join the excitement. Maybe you want to take the Eagles on the moneyline big game tonight in LA versus the Chargers. A.J. Brown been playing well. Saquon Barkley, maybe you want to go for an anytime touchdown. However you want to do it, because Missouri, it's time to play your game with FanDuel. 21 plus and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
topics in the sports world.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending? Brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Anthony, you just teased the Baseball Hall of Fame, and former MVP Jeff Kent was elected into the Baseball Hall of Fame. However, there's another guy, teammate, not in. Carey, you're hot on this. What are your thoughts as pertains to baseball's Hall of Fame?
I think it's ridiculous. I think they should redo who votes, who gets a vote. I was thinking about this as I was writing that up, and I question, because the writers are the ones that vote the people in, correct?
Yes.
So how many stories do you think they wrote about Barry Bonds when he was hitting all those home runs? How much career advancement did they receive from writing great stories about Roger Clemens and his bloody sock? Like how many stories did they get out of those players and how well they performed while they were athletes? Baseball, obviously, made a lot of money because of Barry Bonds hitting home runs. Made a lot of money when those players were going through their I don't know what the hell he's got going on.
Stop working.
While they were helping advance baseball in the way that they did.
Your fault.
But
Anthony was having issues earlier in the office.
Yeah.
But the writers also made money as well. I'm sure they wrote stories about Barry Bonds and how great he was as a player, how great Roger Clemens was, Gary Sheffield, 9-time All-Star. Like, you're telling me, and this is no knock against Jeff Kent, man, you wasn't even the best player on your team. You weren't. And I bet you when Barry Bonds and Jeff Kent were arguing in the dugout that day, Barry was telling him, you're not even the best player on this team. It's me.
Oh, I guarantee he told him.
I guarantee you he told him that.
Not just that day either.
Guess who else knows that? Jeff Kent. This is, and I don't want to poo-poo on his. I'm sorry, Schilling was the bloody sock. I got it mistaken.
Nobody helped you here in this room.
Nobody said anything.
I was busy.
It's okay.
Computer was broken.
You were
I was going.
You were going. We didn't want to
Roger
interrupt
Clemens
you.
was threw the bat at Piazza because he was. That was him too, right?
He had other things.
Okay, other things. Either way.
He also was a great pitcher.
He was a very good pitcher. Outstanding. They were all making money from these men who were doing great things on the baseball diamond. And yet now you have a conscience about you. Well, I can't vote him in. Get the hell out of here, man. Because if somebody were to dig into all of the things that every one of those writers have done in their lives at some point, we don't know about. I'm not saying that you should, but I'm certain everybody is not sparkling clean. So it's unfortunate that you leave the best player in baseball to ever grace a baseball field out, but his teammate is in. I think it's ridiculous.
So, sorry, Gary, you done?
I'm done now.
I didn't want to interrupt. We go through this almost every year. Ever since the steroid era or the PED era, every year we go through this. And every year I say the same thing. And some people agree, and some people hate my guts. And that's fine. At the time, it was a suggestion, not really a rule, that you shouldn't be doing it. And nobody was being suspended or fined or held accountable for doing it. So I go back to, like, it's not apples to apples, but like when Bobby Hull started using a curved hockey stick, it was a banana is what he was using. Like, it was such a goalies couldn't stop it. So then they eventually put in an illegal curve rule for the hockey stick. Then you would get a penalty, right? But it wasn't in place when he was scoring a whole bunch of his goals. So now you say, well, hey, he scored like 200 with an illegal stick. Not apples to apples. I get it, but you weren't holding these individuals accountable.
Yeah.
And if we're really going to dive, and I'm not going to go all like morbid here, dive into this stuff, but there are people in the Hall of Fame, not good dudes.
No.
Not good dudes. Whether it is spousal abuse, racial stuff, you name it. There are people that are in the Hall of Fame for bad things.
Especially in baseball.
For bad things, Carey.
A sport that didn't even allow people that look like me to play for a long damn time.
Well, you're a football player.
This
You
is
didn't play
true.
baseball.
I did play baseball when I was younger, but I agree.
My point.
Some really terrible people.
They're in the Hall of Fame.
They are.
Yet you're going to tell Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, these guys who, not necessarily bad people. Barry Bonds, I guess he was teach their own as far as the way you liked him or you didn't like him, but he wasn't a bad person.
Mm-hmm.
And yet here we are. Like I just, it drives me bonkers.
It's ridiculous, man.
Every year.
It's ridiculous.
Isn't Bud Selig the commissioner at the time that all this was going down? Isn't he in the Hall of Fame? Didn't he?
That's
correct.
Didn't he sort of like you mentioned
everybody
with the Riders?
benefited
Marshy,
off of
they
it.
credit him with saving baseball.
Yeah.
Guess when that time was?
In the 90s.
Right around the old PED time.
It's wonderful, man. But the guys that really were hitting the ball very far, it's kind of weird.
I don't know why they can't put him in the Hall of Fame, put an asterisk next to his name and say, this guy used PEDs. And everybody knows.
But the problem is, some of these guys, they don't have proof. Because
that's fair, too.
Are they gonna?
It's heavily assumed, and everybody's like, well, yeah, come on. But it's never been, like, proven through blood test or that guy was doing it.
Right.
So that's the problem I have with it, too.
All right, we're going to get to Jeremy Rutherford. Will join us next. We'll talk to him
Some batteries.
about the Blues playing much better over the weekend. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Rutherford Report with our Blues insider, Jeremy Rutherford, on 101 ESPN.
JR is brought to you by Evergreen Wealth Strategies, helping everyday people every day. Visit evergreen-ws.com.
3:05, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. We're joined by our guy, Jeremy Rutherford from The Athletic. He's our Blues insider with The Athletic. What's up, JR?
I'm doing all right. I'm someone who benefited from writing a lot of great stories about Carey years ago. So
There you go. Nice.
took off into that.
As you used to cover Illinois football.
Yes, I did. And I'm not old enough to have covered Rivers, but, if I had, that probably would have.
Wow, JR.
That's funny.
On a Monday.
No, wait, hang on, though, JR. Hang on.
Hey, I'm just mad at you. You didn't bring me any hot dogs back. You gave them to Strickland instead of giving them to your guy here.
You didn't give him any wieners?
I listen, I offered. You know that.
Said he wanted them.
Yeah. There's only a certain number of hot dogs available.
That makes sense. JR, the most impressive thing about the Blues over the weekend was what?
I think you would have to say, after how critical we all were first couple months of the season, was the goaltending was impressive. First of all, with Joe Hofer, just dynamite. And here's a guy who a month ago we were talking about, can he be the number 1A guy taking over for Jordan Binnington in the future? And he looked phenomenal. And then Jordan Binnington, who also has had some hiccups this season, I thought played well too. So I think we got to give the goaltenders their credit.
JR, injury bug has absolutely ran into the Blues here in the last week to 10 days. But oddly enough, like, they're playing better. Is this the kind of team that needs, like, that adversity? Because I even go back to last year, and, yeah, there was adversity throughout the season, but then massive adversity being 8 points out of a playoff spot going into the Four Nations. And then after that, it feels like this team plays their best hockey when their backs are against the wall. And right now, with as many injuries as they have, they've played the most consistent brand of hockey, barring the Boston Bruins game.
Yeah, I think so too. And you know this. I remember I started covering the Blues 05, 06, and I remember back in the day where, David Backes would get hurt and TJ Oshie's out, and they're going to miss those two guys for the next game. And so you write a story, wow, the Blues are going to lose a few in a row here, just with the guys they have out of the lineup. And so starting way back then, watching teams pull together when they're missing key guys, and especially the number of guys that the Blues are without right now, watching those teams pull together, it just never surprised me. Now it's a situation where they're going to play a north-south game. People are going to step in, and the veterans are going to help out the younger guys. And it just always seems to come together with that north-south style hockey in these situations. So not really surprised the Blues are playing as well as they are without some of these guys. But, is it sustainable is always the key question. And, when those guys come back, they're better players. It should take off from there, but a lot of times it doesn't.
JR, we've talked a lot about the line combinations. Do you feel like they're starting to settle in some of these combinations and they're starting to actually work for the Blues now?
Yeah, CD, I think that when you see what Holloway and Schenn are doing, that's the biggest thing. Like, people were upset that Monty was changing up the line combinations a lot this year, and part of the reason is he gave Holloway and Schenn some runway with Kyrou, and it just didn't work out, so he had to go away from it. And now Kyrou's out with the injury. Holloway and Schenn looked terrific last night. That looked like vintage last season with those guys. The other guy starting to notice more is Pavel Buchnevich, and was that just a matter of time, or is he doing something differently? Up there with Robert Thomas and Jake Neighbors, those guys were getting some zone time and creating. So, I don't know which comes first, settle in on the lines, or those guys producing, and then it just looks better. To me, it's kind of those guys are starting to come alive, and, then Jim can stick with those combinations.
JR, I know that you wrote recently about Bolduc and Mayu facing off, and the Canadiens Blues. They're, you revisited the trade and where we are right now. What was the big takeaway that you had after writing the piece with Montreal, the Montreal writer?
Yeah, just that so many people, including myself, Anthony, as soon as Bolduc kind of gets off to that hot start, and then the Blues are still looking for a third line right winger early on in the season, it's like, well, you had one with Zach Bolduc. But look, this trade has always been about the long term. And I just got off the phone with Tim Taylor, the Blues assistant GM, who's in charge of the player development, and they are so excited, Tim is, about the future of that right side defense with Adam Juracek, the first-round pick from a couple years ago, and then Logan Mailloux. He projects both of these guys as top 4 defensemen, probably Juracek with a little more upside and number 1 potential, and then Mailloux, the second pair right shot guy for years to come. And then he was tickled pink. You start talking about a Broberg in there as well, and a Theo Lindstein, and he starts painting a picture of this Blues defense, for the future. So I think that, whatever Bolduc is doing in Montreal, and now it's slipped a little bit, I think is going to be something that Blues fans, and especially the management staff, isn't thinking about too much when they look at Juracek and Mailloux on the right side of that defense.
JR, for some of our listeners who may not follow the NHL nationally, meaning every team, what do you make of this Western Conference this year? Because it was supposed to be uber competitive. The Central Division was supposed to be just a gauntlet of teams. Yet here the Blues are, to which I think all of us would agree, it's not the start of the season that they wanted to have, yet they find themselves 2 points out of a playoff spot right now.
Well, I have to admit that, when you get paid to write about the team and the team hasn't lived up to the expectations, and are you holding them accountable in terms of the way they've produced and executed and what the coaches and the players are saying? It's a tough job because, I've probably written them off a couple of times in terms of this season just not probably unfolding like people had hoped it would. But then, yes, it's the same way I look at the standings. You look at the standings, they're 2 points out from the first wild card. So they've played a lot of Eastern Conference teams in the early part of the season, that they're going to catch up, obviously, with the West here. But I think the thing that you have to look at is this, Riv. Big picture, the Blues have a point in 14 out of 20 games. They have won 4 of their last 6 games. Now, granted, a couple of those losses didn't look too great, but
let's not talk about those, JR.
Yeah, 4 out of 6 is really good. So I think if they can nip away and just kind of stay in the conversation, I think that you can't necessarily write them off in terms of not being able to make the playoffs. So to me, there's still a lot of holes on the team. There's still a lot of areas where you want to see them win 3 or 4 in a row. You can't win 2 and then lay an egg. So that's the issue that I have with the team right now, even though that you're right, the West is kind of there for the taking after those top few teams.
JR, the performance that Joe Hofer had against the Senators obviously was outstanding. Do you think that that's could be a catalyst for kind of getting this team going in the right direction? You say 41 of 42, and he faced a lot of shots, obviously, but just playing that well, you think that could be like the springboard for getting this team to go?
Yeah, I think it could, but I think there's a couple layers here. So obviously it's been talked about, the Blues have overhauled their defensive scheme. They've gone from more of a zone to man-to-man. If you watch closely, you're seeing the defensemen kind of follow their guy. That has done a couple things. As we talked to Jim Montgomery the other day, it's allowing the goalies to see more shots because there's not a lot of guys in front that are screening, and I think it's allowing the Blues defensemen to engage more physically one-on-one, and so they're doing their jobs better. But I think it's a lot more difficult on the center, the Robert Thomases, the Dvorskys. They have more work than they did in the zone, and so I think that's why we've seen kind of a downtick in the scoring. When you talk about 10 out of 11 games with 2 goals or less. So that's why last night was good to see, CD, because if you can play man-to-man defense and you can help your goalies out, and the goalies are playing better, can you score? And I think that's going to be the question. So if you got a Holloway and a Shen that are clicking, and you got a Buchnevich that's starting to come alive a little bit, and you're playing the good defense and the goaltending's looking better, now you're on to something.
JR, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for the time, and we'll continue to read you at The Athletic, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, sounds good, guys. Thanks.
Thank you. That's Jeremy Rutherford, our Blues insider with The Athletic here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Speaking of the Blues, the Last Minute Blues podcast is going live at Hot Shots in Fenton next Tuesday in support of Operation Food Search. You can bring a canned or non-perishable food donation and score one of the brand new Last Minute Blues podcast stickers. You'll have a chance to win a signed Jordan Binnington jersey, tickets to multiple upcoming Blues home games, and even a chance to potentially play our game, which is Good Puck, Bad Puck. Plus, Alex Ferrario, Jeremy Rutherford, and Donnie Fandango will host a live edition of the Last Minute Blues podcast featuring special guest Tony Twist. Tony Twist is going to be there. Get all the details on the live Last Minute Blues podcast happening on December 16th at Hot Shots in Fenton, now at 101ESPN.com. Notre Dame obviously ticked off today, the reaction and all that. There's actual games that were played as well over the weekend. Why don't we get into those? Conference championship breakdown. Is Indiana now the team to beat to win it all? Let's get into it next on 101 ESPN.
My friends over at Urban Chestnut have done it again. They have created an incredible light beer. It's called Zwickle Light. It's an elevated light beer that is brewed for St. Louisans by the local brewery here, Urban Chestnut. Nothing better than that. When you have a community here in St. Louis that knows beer, let's be honest, St. Louis knows their beer. Now you have St. Louisans that are brewing beer for each other. That's when you get the ultimate prize, which is Zwickle Light. It's locally brewed, again, light lager with low calories and low carbs. Crisp, clean, refreshing, only 95 calories and only 3.7 carbs. And with holiday season that is right here upon us, there's no better beer out there. Get your Zwickle Light. They've got it in cans. They've got it in bottles now. The Rivers House is having a holiday party. We're loading up on the Zwickle Light. Last time we had a party, people absolutely loved it. So it'd be a shame not to have it again. I'm going to head over to Dirt Cheap. They're carrying Zwickle Light as well. Load up over there, and I'm going to make sure that we have one heck of a great holiday, and I want the same for you too. So please pick up the unofficial beer of St. Louis hockey. That is Zwickle Light. That's brought to you by Urban Chestnut. Visit them at urbanchestnut.com. Again, that's urbanchestnut.com. Keep it light, keep it local.
Well, in the midst of all the anger, frustration, sadness to come out of the college football playoff announcement yesterday, there's also conference championship games that were played over the weekend. Indiana upsets Ohio State 13-10 in what was the most even matchup that you've had in college football this season.
That's how you're selling it?
Yeah,
Can I
what he's
call it what
saying.
it really is?
It was also an offensive bleep show.
It was boring.
No. It was not boring.
Anthony, look at
Kind
me.
of boring.
It was not.
It was boring.
It was boring.
Are y'all serious? That was too high. First of all, let me.
We're pumping up defense.
No. We're pumping up the first. Yeah, we are, because those are the two best defenses in the country. The first play of the game, the quarterback died on the field.
He did.
The first play, I got
came
text. My friends we got a group chat. Hey, well, IU's quarterback just
More
died.
sensitive about that,
Like,
Carey.
he came back and helped them win I thought he was done. Like, oh, this is why
I
you
did
shouldn't.
too.
This is why you shouldn't have played. I don't think you. I don't know. Came back, finished the game. Their star receiver went out of the game. I'm sure he could have played, but you're going to have a first round bye either way. So they felt like no need to have him out there. Indiana showed the entire country what it looks like to have a coach that understands football. I think he's a crazy man too. I think Kurt Signetti is legit nuts in the best way possible.
He didn't even look
He didn't
happy.
even smile.
No.
There's nothing about that man that shows that he was satisfied.
on a mission.
He's a sicko, and I love it. Like I love it for IU. I love it for the Hoosier fans around the country. Like I think those are the two best teams in college football. Period. Point blank. And they got to play against each other. And they both showed why defenses matter, but two, they also have explosive plays and players on offense. Jeremiah Smith had a huge play downfield. Charlie Becker had a huge play downfield. He's the third receiver on the team. Like I thought it was a really well played game. Two really good defenses, and I thought it was football how football should be played.
Yeah. I also thought Ohio State, you've been tested twice this year. I mean, legit tested twice. You scored 14 points against Texas at home, and you scored 10 points in a dome in the only other game that you've been tested. I get it. Their defense is legit.
But
Indiana was as physical as Ohio State was, if not more. And Indiana was physical with Oregon too. And Indiana should be not only the number one team, but that we should all regard them as the team to beat now. I think they've earned that. 13-0.
Okay, so
pushed around opponents this season. Won in different ways.
13-0. Do we really believe they're the best team, though?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't even think it's a question.
I do.
Yeah, I don't think it's a
I
question.
think there's a question. I don't know. And I get these things in my head, Anthony. Am I right? Probably not. It's okay. I get these things in my head where I don't believe what I'm seeing to be true. Mm-hmm. And I just don't know. I don't know if I even see them getting to the final.
Wow.
Do you say this because you watched what Georgia did earlier that day?
Do you know who else I'm smitten with?
Texas Tech.
Yes.
They got a good defense
Texas
as well.
We're talking
is a
about
really good team.
defenses, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Indiana's had a hell of a season. And you know what I love about Indiana is that last year was the year everybody said, it's a one-off. They come back and did what they've done. Credit to the players, the entire organization, the coaching staff, all that stuff. They didn't just show up one year. It was like that's a one-off. They're building something special there, which is why they extended Signetti for as long as they did. They give him the money, and they want to keep going with this thing here. I just don't know. I just don't know against other elite defenses, other elite teams, if they're going to be able to win consecutive games against tough opponents like that. And that's just my question.
I think that they're going to be fine against either Alabama or Oklahoma. That's going to be the first. That's going to be the first round matchup.
I agree with that.
The quarterfinals.
I agree with that.
After that, Jamie, to your point, Oregon or Texas Tech, because Oregon's going to get past James Madison. Now, Indiana already beat Oregon. Not to say that they're going to do it again, but they've proven that they can beat them. And I do think that they'd be favored against Texas Tech. That would be a tough draw. Either way, I think we're going to get a fantastic quarterfinals this year. But Alabama, out of all the teams that I thought were trying this week, Alabama looked like crap from the jump.
They did.
Alabama peaked after they beat LSU.
I think they peaked before they beat LSU. I think the win against LSU wasn't very impressive. 20-9. And again, you scored 3 points in the second half. LSU is terrible. Now they got a really good defense, but offensively they are not good.
Well, they haven't been good since LSU then.
There you go.
They haven't looked.
It's nothing impressive.
No.
Yeah.
Because they lost to Oklahoma. They turned the ball over consistently. They had a free win against Eastern Illinois. The Iron Bowl, Auburn came back against them, pushed them to the wire. They got destroyed against Georgia in that game. And shame on me. I went with the trends in that. I liked Georgia going in, but I'm like, well, they got the Alabama problem. They can't do it. Yeah. Georgia dominated them.
That wasn't even close.
I would even say that Alabama hasn't really looked good since they beat Tennessee. Like the South Carolina game, South Carolina was winning. Alabama had to score two touchdowns in the fourth quarter to come back and win that game.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that for me is that I'm looking at that and saying, yeah, this is probably a team. And I know we talked about it a lot in the first segment, but that wasn't a good game for Alabama at all. Not at all.
On Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's terrible.
You know, looking back, they had Georgia, Vanderbilt, Mizzou, Tennessee all in a row. Mm-hmm. And I was looking at it, well, they're battle tested. They're getting better each week. In hindsight, they're probably beat up, out of gas. Mm-hmm. Maybe they'll benefit from having just a little time off of the wins of that matchup against Oklahoma. December 19th. So they do get a little time off to prepare for Oklahoma. They can beat Oklahoma because Oklahoma can't move the ball, and they turn the ball over consistently against the Sooners, which is the only reason why they lost that game. I could see them getting past Indiana. Oklahoma. You're not getting past Indiana, in my opinion.
Yeah, you can make the argument that Mizzou was the team that actually, started to provide the cracks in that Alabama team. Mizzou did that.
Or Marsh, you're saying that tongue-in-cheek, which I appreciate. Or, like Carey's been saying since week one, they haven't been good. They're not that good. They're good, but they're not. They're certainly not a playoff. They're not a national title contender.
He's fast, but he's not that fast.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts from over the weekend?
Yeah. How about those Duke Blue Devils?
Yeah.
That was a game too, wasn't it? They played.
They did.
Man, Virginia, what are they doing, dude?
Wow.
That team has been begging to lose.
They were sleepwalking.
They have been. You're right.
I've been saying it for a couple weeks now.
That team's
you're right.
Not
good.
They've been begging to lose another game so they don't have to play anymore.
I don't think that's what they were doing.
They're like Kevin Stefanski.
Mizzou's going to crush these fools.
They will.
In the Gator Bowl in a couple weeks. You're going to Tennessee.
We are.
To Tennessee.
To play Tennessee.
To play Tennessee.
It's always weird.
Going to the Music City Bowl.
Music City Bowl. I'll be driving down to Nashville.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good man.
Good, clean fun.
Virginia. First of all, the weekend, outside of the best game, which was Kennesaw State and Jacksonville State.
Anthony's hung up on this.
That was the best
Troy
finish.
Game was a good game.
Which one?
The Troy game.
The Troy game was not good.
Oh, man.
It was Jamie. It was a good game.
Jamie was.
You were watching.
Yeah, he
intently.
was dialed into that one.
Yeah,
guys, I don't want to talk about it. Okay? Every now and then we get a bad pick.
Yeah.
Even when we're red hot picking hockey, sometimes we feel like going rogue a little bit.
How did Jackson Worley do for those Trojans?
Jackson
he those two touchdowns.
They had one catch. It was for -5 yards. He was trying hard.
Yeah, at least he caught it.
He did catch it behind the line of scrimmage. Yeah, you went out on a limb there, brother. I was amazed by that.
Sometimes, you just get in your own head.
Yeah. All right. Sports Six Pack is next. If you have a question for us, text in 314-399-9646. It's the Air Comfort Service text line. We'll do a part one of our Sports Six Pack next.
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet, been in the business for over 80 years, and all they do is provide excellent customer service and great prices on vehicles. It's holiday time. Why don't you surprise that special someone with a new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle? Visit Londoff Chevrolet. They've got two separate locations, whether it's the original one right there in Florissant, Missouri, or the brand new Londoff Autoplex located out in St. Peters right off of Highway 70. Both locations have great inventory, whether it's brand new or pre-owned. If you have a trade-in, don't worry, Londoff's going to take care of you. Not with some incentive, bonus, this, that, I don't know, something confused. No, it's straight up cash for your vehicle. That is the Londoff guarantee. And then the customer service is fantastic. You know, myself, my family, everybody involved who own Londoff vehicles, they get great customer service every single time they call. No matter what it is, whether it's Johnny Londoff himself or Jim Saffo out at the Autoplex, they do an incredible job of taking care of all of their customers. So here at holiday season, take care of yourself or someone else. Get them a brand new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle from Londoff Chevrolet. Visit either location. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. Or you can check things out online at londoff.com or londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues picked up 2 wins over the weekend in Montreal as well as in Ottawa. They'll take on the Boston Bruins tomorrow. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. We already talked with Jeremy Rutherford earlier today. We'll also talk with Blues head coach Jim Montgomery at 4:30, so stay tuned for that. Coming up next, though, we have part 1 of our Sports Six-Pack, so get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. We'll do the Sports Six-Pack next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
All right, time for the Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh with question 1.
Question number 1.
From the 618, if the Pirates go out and get Kyle Schwarber plus to build around Paul Skeens, how does it reflect on the Cardinals and their unwillingness to spend?
Okay, so how many years have the Pirates been terrible?
A lot.
Many.
And probably 10 to 15 years they've been a team that relies upon the revenue sharing. Probably, yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't think it impacts the Cardinals at all. Unless Cardinals fans want to stink so bad like that for that long, and then all of a sudden come across a generational talent and decide to build. I actually, if the Pirates do it, I'll tip my cap. Because they finally have realized they have a future Hall of Famer, potentially, in Paul Skeens.
For a couple more years.
They may want to lock him up. Like
If they spend on Kyle Schwarber, they're probably going to lock him up.
That's what I'm saying. So hear me out. So Paul Skeens, all of a sudden, you've got Schwarber, you've got this, you've got that. They add pieces around you. It's a beautiful ballpark. Pittsburgh is a great sports city. We know that.
It is.
He'll be a hero there forever, not pay for another meal the rest of his life. And... So yeah. I would love to see it happen. However, I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't either. But Jamie, to your point, if you're willing to just say, well, we're just going to look at it right now, like this is the only time that these two teams have, gone in opposite directions here, then you better be doing it where you're looking at the last, 3 decades.
Oh, you're spending over $150 million more than the Pirates.
So all of a sudden, only this year's the only year that counts. So no, you're right. Is it a bad look? No, because the Cardinals are in a different period of their. It's a new era now.
Yeah,
where they're going to be under Bloom, obviously, but they're not ready to spend at this time, and spending recklessly doesn't make a lot of sense.
Question number 2.
From Grant Francis Fan Club, since the re-whatever for the Blues began, the narrative was that they wanted to win with a core centered around Thomas Kyrou Buchnevich. Is it fair to say that the next contending team will actually run through Holloway, Broberg, and Neighbors?
I think the next contending team absolutely has Broberg and Neighbors and Thomas. I think you're pot committed to Thomas. And I believe that Robert Thomas, when he's on the top of his game, is in the top 10 two-way centers in the NHL. I really do. Now, when he's not on the top of his game, just like any athlete, there's things that can be desired at that point. But I think you can build around, like you got Broberg, who's an absolute stud defenseman. Like this guy's going to be so friggin' good. You got Neighbors, who is basically this generation, this era of Blues hockey's Braden Shen. As far as his leadership, he doesn't fight like Braden Shen does, but he's physical. He goes to the net, he blocks shots. He's a great leader. He's a great piece to build around. And then you got Robert Thomas, who's already a leader on this team. And then you add in Holloway with his work ethic and the way he wants to win. I think you have a really solid foundation. And you got some good young players, too, that are ready to step up. So I know I might sound like I've got the blue-colored glasses on here, but I think the Blues, whether it's this year or not, whatever, it's trending in the right direction. Ultimately, you're going to be a really good team.
Question number 3.
Low Life Dad wants to know, why don't they do away with championship games, conference championship games, and use those bubble teams as play-in games that weekend?
It's not a bad idea.
That's kind of what I said in the office earlier. It wasn't a play-in game, but I said if I was Miami AD and I was the Notre Dame AD, I'd get on the phone and say, guess what? We're going to play. We're going to play somewhere this weekend. We're going to play, and we're going to tell the committee whoever wins is in. I know we already beat Notre Dame, but right now there's still a debate. All this stuff is so let's take care of our own business. Kind of like Vanderbilt wanted to do. They were like, we'll play anybody who wants to play because we want to take care of our own business.
Yeah, and they wanted to basically have another game to put on their resume.
Yeah,
which gets back to my point, and Jamie, this is separate from what you just said, and even separate from the texter. But what is the goal? The goal should be get the 12 best, or if it's a 16 team format, get the 16 best teams, 24, whatever, to play in the college football playoff. Period. So I don't think you need to eliminate conference title games. I think you need to allow the committee to just simply choose the 12 or 16 or 24 best teams.
I'm fine with that.
Right.
And I also feel like you do that, give, I would say, no championship games, the final game of the year, your final 24 teams, go right into it. The top 8 seeds get a bye.
Yeah.
And now you're rolling because those first four seeds aren't playing for 2.5 weeks. Like, you're not going to see Indiana, Ohio State, Texas Tech, and Georgia play. It's December 8th. I don't think they play till December 30th?
Those second teams, I had it pulled up here. Those second teams will play January 1st.
December 31st?
And December 31st.
That's ridiculous. That's almost 3 weeks. And now you run the risk of, your body is rested, but it's always the rest versus rust conversation. You don't need 3 weeks off from football to recover. If you're banged up a week and a half, you're good to go. And now, depending on the injury, but you're going to be well rested, but you're going to be rusty as hell.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to watch the top teams have to shake off the rust for a quarter and a half before they finally get back into it, because you're not practicing as hard as you will.
Right.
As you would play in a game, and you're just not going to be prepared. Your timing might be a little bit off for that first quarter and a half. Now, you being a better team, you should figure it out, but nobody wants to watch that for a quarter and a half, 2 quarters.
I think bubble games would be fun. I think a better idea would just be to sign a piece of paper, and if you're a top 12 team, you just automatically get in.
Oh, yeah. If you could do that, that'd be good.
Yeah, so you won't even need the bubble game.
Right.
You just
now,
sign a
you're
piece
the
of
only
paper.
team in the nation that's able to do that?
Yeah, I would only allow one team to do that.
Okay.
Do any of the other teams have touchdown Jesus at their stadium?
No, sir.
What if they put one up?
Then you can sign the contract and get in. If you don't have touchdown Jesus,
Mary?
It doesn't really hit the same.
Why not?
Because it ain't touchdown Jesus. Just saying. Man walked on water.
Mary?
None.
That was Moses.
Without Mary, there's no Jesus.
He split the water. Jesus walked on
That's
it.
true.
Yeah.
That's on me.
Jesus didn't have to walk on the water when Moses split it.
That's true.
He just parted the Red Sea.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you.
Okay.
We're all in this together.
I just can't wait for that Notre Dame bowl game. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Part 2 of the Sports Six Pack is next.
Winter is here. The roads are getting slick out there. Snow's gone right now, but it might be back soon. Maybe you should check your tires. Or maybe the last time the snow hit and you're sliding all over the road, that could be because your tread is worn down. Head over to Pure Performance. My friends over there, they are the experts when it comes to tires. Not just oversized tires or off-road tires. Every tire that's out there on the road, you pull up to their 25,000 square foot facility, get inside, ask for Shelby or Paul, and tell them, hey guys, I'm not sure. I just want to be safe. And they're going to come out, they'll take a look at it, and they'll let you know exactly how much life you have left on your tire, or maybe you don't have any life left on your tire, but you certainly want to be safe, especially holiday season through the winter, all that stuff. While you're there, too, look around. The showroom is just full of amazing accessories for your vehicle, whether it's running boards, light kits, leveling kits, lift kits, all of that stuff, or even some of the performance chips for those high-performance vehicles. Pure Performance has got you completely covered. They're also a full-service garage, so anything you need while you're in there, they can take care of you. So again, stop by that location. You're going to love it. If not, get there online. Visit them at pureperformance.com. That's pure P-U-R, performance.com.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question. Answer the question. Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
All right, part two of the Sports Six Pack is right now. If you want to text into the Air Comfort Service text line, it's 314-399-9646. Marsh, question 4, please.
Question number 4.
All right, the 314 is hot on this question. He's been texting it in for a while now, so I'm going to read it. Robert Thomas is an overpriced, overhyped Doug Waite. Prove me wrong.
Yes, please. I'll take Doug Waite. Do we want to go over Doug Waite's career statistics? If you're comparing Robert Thomas to Dougie Waite, I don't hate it. Are we expecting more than Doug Waite? Guys, anyone? Bueller?
No.
Because I'm looking at Doug Waite and played 1,238 games, had 1,033 points.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. We're not happy with that? Are we not entertained?
Yeah, we're entertained.
Yeah, I am. Absolutely.
I understand, though, he's being snarky. He's trying to be a little bit aggressive towards this one. What was the whole thing? Tell me what again?
Okay, I'll just read it.
Yeah.
as I see it.
Sure.
This is from Drew. Robert Thomas is an overpriced, overhyped Doug Waite. Prove me wrong.
I don't understand how he's overpriced. You look at the market right now, and guys who are getting a point a game or slightly above it. It's the ballpark. It's what they're making.
Right.
There's guys that aren't even scoring as many points, making $8 million now. So, I don't know. Maybe because I played against Doug Waite, and he was one hell of a player, great playmaker, competitive, awesome dude. But if Robert Thomas ends up being Doug Waite, I think we're good here, guys.
Yeah, I would say so too.
Yeah.
I mean, Jamie, we're gonna go ahead and trust your opinion on it.
Yeah. I mean, Dougie Waite was, just a slightly lesser version of like a Pierre Turgeon, which is like, okay. And
Yeah.
Pierre's a Hall of Famer. I think Dougie's a U.S. Hockey Hall of Famer. Okay. Next question, please.
All right.
Question number 5.
I think this is the question that everybody's talking about today. The 636 posed it. Should Notre Dame join a conference?
Not happening.
No, I mean,
Seats taken.
They ain't joining.
No, because next year they're guaranteed to get into the playoffs if they finish in the top 12. So there's no reason for them to join a conference. They have every reason to stay where they're at, money-wise, financially. They're not paying into any sort of conference. Like, they don't have to split anything.
Yeah.
It would make no sense to join a conference. Did they get punished in part because they're not in a conference this year? Yeah, because Duke beat Virginia and Miami got
in
in
the championship game.
Miami didn't either.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got punished for not being in a conference this season.
That's ridiculous.
But overall, next year won't matter. It won't matter for them.
No, because they have an easy schedule.
And they're guaranteed.
They're guaranteed, yeah.
If they're in the top 12, which to your point, Marsh, the schedule looks favorable for them to go unbeaten.
It better be.
There you go.
Schedule.
They're in.
Yeah. They'll be good.
Somebody was always going to be crying foul after this. Somebody was going to be pissed.
I just didn't think it was going to be Notre Dame to this extent.
I am a little surprised they hosed Notre Dame. Given the fact that they're a money-making machine, Notre Dame's faithful, travel everywhere. Like, there's a reason why Notre Dame usually gets the greases. The greases usually they grease the wheels for them.
Can we just if we just put all of that out aside, you basically chose Alabama over Notre Dame.
Carey's not going to get over this, Anthony.
No, I'm saying.
So that's what you're pissed about. Like that.
Yeah.
That's ultimately. And I'm asking you. I'm not
Big 10 team.
It wouldn't
because we know how
if
this
it was
works.
a 3-loss team, and that third loss looked like that. You cannot have watched Alabama for the last month and a half and be impressed with what they are doing.
I agree.
They aren't doing. If that team was in the ACC. And even if they played as the same schedule, if they were in the ACC, I don't think that they are in. If that team is, I don't know,
Alabama would have won
Georgia
the ACC,
Tech,
though.
If Georgia Tech, I don't think that team gets in.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing, and then to go and I don't even know that they showed up, but to have that performance in an SEC championship game, you looked overmatched. You looked outclassed. You looked like you did not belong there.
Yeah.
I think that's what everybody thought Indiana would look like in the Big Ten championship. They're not going to be able to keep up with Ohio State. Nope, they actually beat them. So that's very disappointing, in my opinion. And then you put Miami in, and they didn't even play in the conference championship game. It's just all around weird, man.
They should have. It came down to the 5th tiebreaker in the ACC, which is why Duke somehow found their way.
Right.
Because Boston College with one win at the time beat Syracuse. That somehow put Duke in the title game.
You put some respect on the ACC champ's name.
Oh man.
Those Duke Blue Devils, man. Put some respect on their name.
And we people texting and saying Texas should have gotten in.
No way.
No.
No way.
We're going to hear all of it forever. So.
Yeah. It's going to be a fallout here. Teams are going to be scheduling tougher opponents. teams are going to want to play in the conference title game. It's a mess. That's why, again, I think they should keep everything the same, outside of the fact that they need to have 5 conference title winners make it. That's my gripe. That's the biggest gripe I have. You forced yourself to choose teams to get into the playoff that really shouldn't be there.
I think, this could just be an outlier of a season. Next year you could have, at least in the Power 4 legit teams that ultimately win their conference.
Sure.
This could just be an outlier of a season.
Mm-hmm.
Could be, you're right.
And, things go back to normal.
Or it could get even more complicated.
Which is why I would...
Can it get more complicated than this? This is pretty complicated.
That's why my point is, if you eliminate some of the variables, we have to have 5 what if the ACC? Maybe next year it's, I don't know, the Big 12. The Big 12 is awful, right? Okay, what's one way to alleviate the issue that you just had? Do rid of with all of the certain... We have to have this. We have to have that. We have to, and just say 12 teams. It's 12 teams.
But then you're basically going to get Big 10 and SEC teams.
Well, then who benefits then? And
I guess us.
Yeah. Do you want to see James Madison, Oregon?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, actually, I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be fun.
Okay.
All right. What?
When it's over by halftime, you'll understand how.
Okay. We'll see.
I want to see the Dukes play.
No, yeah.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Remember this.
I am. Don't worry.
It's gonna be fun.
Remember this. I don't want to hear you complaining when
I'm not going to complain.
When it's 48 to 3.
I would never complain about watching football.
At halftime.
I'm not going to complain about watching football.
You do all the time. It's a terrible game.
Marcia, you need to go back.
That's when the Vikings are playing, but yesterday was great. Yesterday was great.
All right, we got to get to our own title game. Miguel versus
I forgot about this.
Jamie Rivers.
Oh, no.
I think if Miguel loses, he still wins, right? Is that how it works?
No.
Did he play the conference championship game? Yeah.
It is a ball season.
He's Alabama.
In fact, I haven't played at all against Miguel, and I think I should just win.
I don't think that's how
we do
works.
it, right?
It's not there.
Well, if you lose, just refuse to play in tomorrow's Gauntlet and every other Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm. Sounds right.
Okay, cool.
The Gauntlet Championship, it just means more.
It certainly does. Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
Anthony, our guy Stewie, always up to date on what's going on with the Federal Reserve. Also up to speed on his car washes these days, too. Loves a nice, clean car. Got to trust a guy like that, that's for sure. But, Stewie, what are we hearing about the Federal Reserve?
All right, Jamie and Anthony, the Federal Reserve is meeting over the next 2 days. They're going to decide whether they want to cut the Fed funds rate. That's not mortgage rates. It's a different kind of rate, but it's an indication where rates may be going long term. Now, what you want to watch out for is not what they do, but what they say. If they cut the interest rates and they say they may not do it in the future, you're actually going to see mortgage rates go up. If they cut it and they say, hey, we're going to continue cutting it as needed as we go, this is positive, you'll see rates go down. What does that mean for you? Well, if you're in the market to refinance or buy a home, my suggestion is lock the rate now. The market is anticipating the cut. It's already low enough. If they don't say the right things, they're actually going to go up. So lock it now. 6 months from now, if rates go down, you can always refinance. And, with the bagel loan, guys, how much do you pay?
Zero.
So you have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
That's our guy. Stewie needs to be your guy as well. If you give him a call or shoot him a text at 314-324-4440.
Again, that's 314-324-4440.
You can take advantage of all the programs and knowledge that Stewie has for all of his clients. And if you missed out on that phone number, you can always Google the bagel loan. Stewie, keep up the great work.
Have a great night, guys.
NMLS number 226715.
Warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
Welcome back here to the Fast Lane, 101 ESPN. Your time check is 4:04 p.m. That's brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers. And we've got our guy, Miguel, who has patiently been waiting for his shot at the title as I've been on the road. Miguel, how you doing, bud?
Well, I've been kind of sick all weekend, so I hope you don't just come in and whoop me.
Oh, man. Are you trying to set up the Michael Jordan flu game here, right? We don't know.
A little bit. All
right. Well, Miguel, it's me today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get the heck out of here. I'm going to go to the Cone of Silence, and you'll be with Carey and Marshy, and we'll go from there. Good luck.
All right. Since we're both sitting at 50, I wanted to dub this the battle of the half centuries.
I like that. I like that.
Well played.
All right. Good luck, buddy.
Good luck.
All right, Jamie's heading out to the Cone of Silence. Miguel, you know how this goes.
Yes,
Tell Marshy to spin that wheel.
Marshy, spin that wheel.
All right, Miguel, I think you've pretty much beaten us in everything. So what are you hoping for?
I don't know, man. Just luck of the draw. Like I said, I've been sick all weekend. My brain is fried right now.
Well, Miguel, you want to tell him, Marshy?
You have football today, Miguel.
Okay.
All right,
Better than hockey against Jamie.
Yeah, that's what I would say. So here we go. You answer it correctly without the options, you get 2 points. You answer it correctly with the options, you get 1 point. And if you answer incorrectly, you get nothing. Are you ready to roll?
Ready to roll.
All right, here we go. Which player who wore the number 78 has that number retired by the Rams? That's a weird way to answer it. You need me to repeat that?
Oh, man. 78 retired by the Rams. Oh, no. I want to shoot, but I feel like I'm going to be wrong. Let me go with the options.
Is it Jack Youngblood, Jackie Slater, or Bob Waterfield?
Oh, boy. Jack Youngblood, final answer.
Question number 2. Before Todd Bowles took over in Tampa Bay, who was the Buccaneers coach from 2019 to 2021?
I'm going to say 19 to 21. I'm going to say Gruden, final answer.
Question number 3. Giff Smith is currently the defensive line coach for which NFL team?
What was the name again? The coach's name again?
Giff Smith is currently the defensive line coach for which NFL team?
I'm going to have to go options.
Is it the Buffalo Bills, the Los Angeles Rams, or the Los Angeles Chargers?
Oh, man. Chargers, final answer.
And question number 4. Name the quarterback from North Texas that leads the NCAA in passing yards.
Quarterback, North Texas. Currently leads the NCAA in passing yards. Give me the options, please.
Options are Caden Veltkamp, Drew Mestemaker, Sawyer Robertson.
What was the first one again?
Caden Veltkamp.
I'm going to go with Sawyer Robinson, final answer.
All right. We'll bring Jamie back in here. How do you feel, Miguel?
Not good, literally and figuratively.
Okay. Well, we'll see how Mr. Rivers fares. Yep, you can put your headphones on, sir. How's it going to silence?
It wasn't very silent. Mike and I were going over some planning for the rest of the show. Anthony had to duck out, so you and I are driving the bus for the rest of the show, and he wants to make sure I don't screw it up.
Well,
I can't promise anything, of course.
Yeah, you're a professional. Jamie?
I try.
You got football today, sir.
You know, Carey, I love football.
Yeah. Marshy?
Pack a lunch.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Question number 1. Which player who wore the number 78 has that number retired by the Rams?
That's a really good question. 78, you said?
Mm-hmm.
By the L.A. Rams or St. Louis Rams?
Which player who wore number 78 has that number retired by the Rams?
Yeah, options, please.
Is it Jack Youngblood, Jackie Slater, or Bob Waterfield?
Okay, Youngblood's a great answer. Slater's a good answer. Who's the third one?
Bob Waterfield.
I don't think it's Bob. Oh, Slater, Youngblood, Slater. The sexy answer is Youngblood. Give me Slater. Final answer.
Question number 2. Before Todd Bowles took over in Tampa Bay, who was the Buccaneers coach from 2019 to 2021?
It's my guy. Unplug his headset guy. I can't think of his name right now. Your guy. You love this guy. I see him. It's the gray hair, the glasses, the dumb look on his face. Bruce Arians. Final answer. Your guy, Carey.
Question number 3. Giff Smith is currently the defensive line coach for which NFL team?
I didn't even know this guy was a person. Give me the options, please.
Is it the Buffalo Bills, the Los Angeles Rams, or the Los Angeles Chargers?
Well, I know it's not the Chargers. And I know it's not the Rams. No, I don't know that. Hang on. You said the Buffalo Bills?
Buffalo Bills,
yeah.
Los Angeles Rams, or Los Angeles Chargers?
It's the Los Angeles Rams. Final answer.
Question number 4. Name the quarterback from North Texas that leads the NCAA in passing yards.
From North Texas. Passing yards. Options.
Options are Caden Veltkamp, Drew Mestemaker, or Sawyer Robertson.
I really don't know. What was the first one again?
Caden Veltkamp.
Sure. Final answer. Don't feel great.
All right.
Don't feel great.
Well, we can just run down this.
Oh, no, I don't like that.
Which player who wore number 78 has that number retired by the Rams? Miguel, you said Jack Youngblood. Jamie, you said Jackie Slater. Correct answer is?
It is Jackie Slater.
Oh!
Jamie's up 1-0. Before Todd Bowles took over in Tampa, who was the Buccaneers coach from 2019 to 2021? Jamie said Bruce Arians without the options. Miguel also didn't take any options. However, he said John Gruden. Correct answer is?
It is Bruce Arians.
Question number 3. Giff Smith is currently the defensive line coach for which NFL team? Miguel said the Chargers. Jamie said the Rams. Correct answer is?
It is the Los Angeles Rams.
Final question. Name the quarterback from North Texas that leads the NCAA in passing yards. Miguel said Sawyer Robertson. Jamie said Caden Veltkamp or whoever that is. Correct answer is?
Drew Mestamaker.
Miguel.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. Not today.
Miguel, he got you 4-0 today.
Yeah, that hurts. That's a curb stomp.
Oh, Miguel, good job, buddy. Just sometimes these questions fall out of the wheelhouse a little bit.
For sure. Well, it's been fun playing, guys. I really appreciate it.
Good job, Miguel.
Yeah, you
Good
did
job.
amazing,
Thank
man.
you for
Thanks a lot
listening.
for everything.
Thank you, fellas.
All right, take care, buddy.
Have a good one.
You too. All right.
Good job, Jamie.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know why
You
Bruce
were stuck on that. You're like, I thought you were going to take the options. I was like, oh, no.
I almost was, but then I was like, no, I know,
He said,
I know
see
this
his
guy.
face.
I see him.
I see the glasses.
It's Carey's guy.
You said it's perfectly. Yeah. Glasses, the gray hair, the dumb look on his face.
Yeah, that one. And plugged his headset. All right, Marshy, because Anthony had started down this road, where are we headed next?
All right, we're heading back to college football. You know, we mentioned it a little bit earlier, but Notre Dame opting out of a bowl game. I know Carey has some more thoughts on that. So why don't we dive into that next?
Yeah, let's put a quarter in Carey and let's listen to him complain again.
Go
That's
Irish.
next, right here on the Fast Lane 101 ESPN. All right, St. Louis, Missouri, Circus Sports is here, baby. They are the best in the business when it comes to your gambling apps. I know they have the best odds out there. They have the best customer service out there. I know that for a fact. We had the whole crew in here last week. Derek Stevens and all of his unbelievable staff were in here. One, to launch the Circus Sports app, but then make sure that they're taking care of everybody here as well in the state of Missouri. And all you need to do is get online now and go to the App Store or the Google Play Store. Find Circus Sports, just like that. Circus Sports, it's a white logo. Download that app and you can get started betting like a pro immediately. Circuit takes big bets. They love the high limit stuff and they celebrate their winners. They won't limit your bet if you're successful. If you had a hot month, and they celebrate that with you. They make sure they keep going. Have a great time using the Circus Sports app. So please get there to the App Store, download that Circus Sports with the white logo, and start enjoying it as much as I am currently. So please, again, that's Circus Sports. Must be 21 or older. For problems gambling, call the Problem Gamblers Helpline at 1-800-522-4700. Fast Lane here at 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh. And look, the hot topic, well, yesterday and all day today, Carey, has been the college football playoffs, the selection, the way the committee handled it, and also the way certain teams have reacted to it. So I'm going to start off by prefacing the whole thing with Vanderbilt. Their head coach basically said, hey, we had our chance. We didn't take care of our business. We accept that we're not in the college football playoff, and, we'll continue to try and do better, blah, blah, blah. I'm paraphrasing some of that. Mm-hmm. Well, Carey, not every team had the same feelings. Well, Notre Dame sent out a big social media message, an official statement from the Notre Dame football program, basically saying they're opting out of any bowl games whatsoever this season. So they're taking their ball and they're going home. That's it. They're not going to play anymore. I'm shocked for a couple reasons. One, the Notre Dame football program has been highly regarded for, forever, pretty much. I mean, touchdown Jesus, all of the things, okay? And their head coach, Notre Dame head coach, when you listen to him speak to his players, to the media, he's always educating. He's all about team. He's all about culture, like all of these things. Mm-hmm. And then you have this now where Notre Dame's like, no, we're not going to play because, we're pissed off that we didn't make the college football playoff. It just seems completely opposite to what he's been preaching.
Yeah.
How did we get here?
I think there are a few factors that led into this. One, obviously the big factor is you didn't make the college football playoffs. I have to believe in my heart of hearts that Marcus Freeman did not just make this decision without speaking to his team.
Do you think he even made the decision? Or do you think the AD just said this is what we're doing because we're mad?
I don't think the AD did it either. I think this is a conversation you have with your players. So when you're going into a bowl game, a essentially meaningless bowl game at this point, there are a few factors that you have to concern yourself with. Number one, how many players are going to opt out because they're going to prepare for the NFL draft? That's number one. Number two, how many guys are going to be in the transfer portal, and you're not, and what does your roster look like as you're preparing for this exhibition college football bowl game? Mm-hmm. Those are real factors that every team has to consider. And Notre Dame wasn't the only team that opted out. Kansas State opted out. Iowa State opted out.
Yeah, but both they're not Notre Dame.
Both have lost their coaches, and they are in different situations. But those are real factors that you have to consider. And I said this a couple of weeks ago. This is going to be the most chaotic time for college football that there's probably ever been. And I mentioned it's sort of like I had a college coach tell me it's like NFL free agency, NFL draft, NFL combine, and NFL OTAs and mini camps all in the same 3 to 4 week span. So it's that chaotic for college coaches. So my first thought was he probably spoke to his team. How many of those players wanted to play in the game? And how many were willing to play, how many guys were going to opt out, how many guys were going to be in the transfer portal. Like, those are all real conversations that you have. Now, you can look at it and say, oh, you're missing out on opportunities. But if my starting right guard and left guard aren't playing, I'm just giving you an example, and my starting left tackle is deciding he wants to transfer, who the hell is going to protect my quarterback? I'm not putting the second-string guys out there. So while we can sit here and then okay, your quarterback's not playing. Do you want to watch Notre Dame play without their best players? Probably not. So for me, I would assume that conversation was had amongst the captains of the team, amongst the players of the team, and that decision was made, as a whole. Anthony. Yeah.
I feel bad, but still,
he's not here. It's not the rules. Nobody says.
So, there's a rule book here.
There's a rule book. So, in my opinion, I would assume that's why they went that route. Are they mad and pissed off? Sure.
Yeah.
Did they get screwed over? Most definitely. Is it unfair? Yep, but so is life. So you move on, you go on, and it is what it is. There are also other 5 and 7 teams that said, nah, we don't want to play in a bowl game. Yeah. Nobody talks about them.
Well, because
they're 5 and 7.
That's right.
Exactly. But Notre Dame that ain't going to be the Notre Dame that plays in that bowl game because half of them ain't going to be there.
Okay, so I think, two things here as I'm listening to what you're saying. I started off this conversation by hating the decision of Notre Dame. Now I see some of the things that you're bringing up. So to me, there's two things right now. One, the system is broken.
Yeah.
The system is broken because no player should be able to opt out of a bowl game. Transfer portal, they should not be able to do that.
Especially with NIL now.
Exactly. You're
paid.
a paid athlete, whatever. And you can bring up, well, the NFL. If you were playing in the playoffs, you would play that game. So don't give me I don't want to play an extra. You would play that game. So, but what I really didn't like, Carey, and I'll die on this hill, is that Notre Dame didn't even give it some time to marinate. They just came right out with the pouty face. Bam, we're not going to play in a bowl game. Show some, I don't know, class a little bit. You're Notre Dame. Notre freaking Dame. Just wait till today. And then when you see a bunch of other teams opting out the way they are, you say, hey, look, we had a team meeting. We wish everybody nothing but the best. We're not happy with the way things went down.
Right.
But we're going to opt out of the bowl games. And then you don't look like such an ass.
Well, I wasn't in that room. I didn't have that conversation. I haven't talked to Marcus Freeman yet.
Carey.
Were you?
I wasn't.
Okay. I haven't talked to Marcus Freeman yet. I don't think that I will.
Phone's on.
But, I don't know what he's waiting on. I've been waiting on the phone call.
Never know.
But again, just knowing, being a former head coach myself, having been in locker rooms, those decisions usually aren't made without the collective agreeing on it. Like, it's not something, because there would be a locker room pissed off players saying, we want to play. And the way that social media works, I'm certain that if Notre Dame had a room full of players that wanted to play, you'd have heard something like that come out by now. I think they all collectively said this is not in the best interest of our program, of what we want to do. And it's not going to be it's going to be a safety issue if you don't have all of the players that you need to win games to be able to play. So I don't have an issue with it. I think we're going to get to a point where, especially if they expand the college football playoffs, bowl games could die. Because who in the hell needs to watch a 5-7 team? I have a thought. This is my thought, and it could be my thought only. If you are 6-6 and you have a chance to end your season with a losing record by losing a bowl game, you shouldn't even be playing in a bowl game. The worst
you have a chance to win it and finish with a winning record.
If you're 6-6 and you could lose, you shouldn't be going. Just my opinion.
I don't like your attitude.
Now, if you're 7-5, go ahead, knock yourself out. Because if you lose, you'll be 7-6 and you'll still have a winning record. But if you are it's terrible. It means you're a terrible football team that somebody has to watch. Even your fan base probably don't want to watch it.
Kids are playing on those teams, Carey.
And I'm sure their parents, if they were honest, they were like, damn, y'all terrible.
No, they love their kids.
You can love your kid and know that the team stinks.
There's so many people that are blinded by it.
They are. His parents need to talk to me. I'll tell them the truth.
Real quick here from Ellis McPickle on X. Just got off the phone with my brother, whose son plays for Notre Dame, and apparently there was a misunderstanding. Players had decided that they wanted a practice squad guy to suit up for the bowl game. One by one, they put their jerseys on the coach's desk, and he misread the whole gesture. A little satire.
That happens. That happens when the head coach gets confused a little bit. Hey, speaking of head coaches, though, we've got Jim Montgomery coming up next here. Blues head coach in the fast lane here on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Blues picked up 2 wins over the weekend, and they have their eyes set for the Boston Bruins as they'll take on the Bruins tomorrow. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7, and we will be joined by Blues head coach Jim Montgomery next. We'll get his thoughts on these past few games. That's coming your way next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
We're talking puck with the head coach of your St. Louis Blues, Jim Montgomery. Coach Monty is presented by Fisher Window and Door Store, offering quality American-made Marvin windows and doors. Visit their showrooms in Brentwood and East Alton, Illinois.
It's a Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Super Bowl champion Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh. And we go out to the phone lines to talk to our head coach of the Blues, Jim Montgomery. Monty, how we doing, bud?
Rivs, it's great to be on the line with a legend like you and an NFL giant.
Damn, Monty, you can be my agent.
Yeah.
If this coaching thing doesn't work out, you know.
Bring him along.
Yeah. So, Monty, relatively successful road trip. It started out a little bit bumpy. Why don't we go back to that? Because obviously I want to talk about the positives. We're gonna work our way up to that. But I think the game in Boston, for the storytelling purposes, I think it's important to go over that because you guys, you weren't thrilled with the outcome, certainly, and you had to have a little chat with your team, but then the team responds the right way. You have to be happy with that.
No, that's why, it's a grindy 82 season, and you're going to have, lowlights and highlights. And it was really nice to see the response by our team, just the way we played together, the intensity, the sacrifice, the second and third effort by everybody, and how we stuck together. In the Ottawa game, it got rough, and at one point at the net, it got rough in Montreal. But you saw 6 Blues. The goalies were very involved.
Coach, I'm sitting here watching you on the bench in that Ottawa game, and your look when Joel takes that shot and he ices the puck, you kind of fuming. But then a few minutes later, or a couple of game seconds later, you're standing on the bench and smiling when Joel jumps in and tries to help Philip Broberg. What are your thoughts when you're trying to manage a player and you want them to be themselves, but also kind of play within the framework of everything you're trying to do?
Yeah, when you have a player that, like Joel Hofer, and we're very fortunate, we have a lot of them, that want to be difference makers. I was actually, intelligently, you're like, why is a goalie, and I mean to most people, but he has when he goes for the empty net, most people are like, why is he doing that? It's a skill he possesses and the confidence that he has. His empty net chance was closer than the 2 forwards that had empty net. So, as a coach, you're half like, I wish we managed the game better. But at the same time, you love the spirit for trying to, show that kind of skill and art that he has. And the game's over. And, in reality, when I look back at it, I don't know how many options he has. If you got to ice the puck, you may as well go for the empty net.
Yeah, Monty, you know what? I think it's important we talk about that whole sequence just for a second and just the way you answered it and how it was handled, because you and I were both young players in the NHL at one point, and you come in full of creativity, full of confidence, and then as things progress, sometimes you're told not to be as creative. Don't be as confident. You're told to play the game simpler or make the easy plays. And some of that competitive nature, what got you to the highest level, starts to dissipate a little bit because maybe coaching staff, whatever, are not believing in you. I think it's essential, just in my opinion, I think it's essential that coaches let players do what has made them successful to get to that level and continue to do that stuff.
Well, it's and you do raise a great point, Rev. As a coach, if your mindset is always when you're coaching your team about what your players can do and what your team can do, the message you're delivering as a coach is well received. Because when your mindset is what you can do, you're talking positively, you're teaching, or you're remarking in a positive tone. And when your mindset, and this happens to every coach both ways at times, is when you start to get in a mindset of what they can't do, well, your tone starts to shift about why are we doing that? Why didn't we do this? Instead of, man, that was a good attempt, or that's the right play to attempt there. And it's a completely different mindset that the team gets of trying to maintain that creativity.
Coach, Pavel Buchnevich has 2 goals in the last 3 games and 3 points in all 3 of those games. Are you seeing kind of him turning the corner and getting back to his normal self?
Yes and no. And what I mean by that is I never thought the down part was as bad as what the stats looked. And I think that the yes part is it's slightly better, but there's way more in Pavel Buchnevich. And the clear example was that Thomas line yesterday, Buchnevich and Neighbors. Montreal matched their best line against them, and they dominated that portion of the game, which really allowed our team to have a lot of success yesterday in Montreal.
Talking to Blues head coach Jim Montgomery here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Monty, the injury bug has hit the team here recently. And, ultimately, what's the challenge for the coaching staff during this? Apart from the obvious of losing regular players, because that's the obvious answer, but there are certain obstacles. You've got different line combinations. Maybe players are thinking about, maybe we've lost this guy, that guy. Other players are like, hey, man, chomping at the bit to take that guy's ice time. But for you guys as a coaching staff, what are the challenges both in keeping this thing on the rails properly and also giving opportunity to other guys?
Yeah, I think it's really important as coaches that we give everybody an opportunity. And what I mean by that is you're right. Like Matty Joe is on the second line right now, and that's wonderful. We've worked with Matty Joe, and we know his speed and skill set can help. And the Shen and Holloway line was really good for us last night. But it's also good as a coach. You have to give Kaskimaki, Luff, players that were just called up, the opportunity to play. With the schedule it is right now, 3 and 4 nights, 6 and 9 nights. We're just finishing. We're just started again in the middle of 6 and 9. So what you have to do is you can't wear your top players out. You have to invest in everybody. And when you do invest in everybody, the team belief and the team intensity goes up, and you see more togetherness.
Coach, when you're talking about the Kaskamakis and Luff, are you seeing the play that you want from those guys that are newer to the team and younger players? Are you seeing what you want to see from them thus far?
Yes, because I see that they managed the game really well. They were really good on the forecheck. They played with pace. They made good wall plays, and you want them like the other side of what Rivs was saying. You want to manage the creativity. You also want to play simple. Because simple wins in the end. Chipping it in sometimes is the right play, although you might see a stick open in the middle. If it's not an outnumbered situation, it's not really worth taking that opportunity to be able to wear the other team down in their D zone.
Monty, last year to close out the season, post Four Nations, the team culture / motto, the vibe, whatever you want to call it, was celebrating all the little plays for your teammates, doing what's right for the team, sticking together, all of the things we love to hear as hockey people. That's been, in my opinion, inconsistent leading up to these last couple of games. And I don't know if you feel the same way as I do. I'll ask you that. But it looked to me like starting in Ottawa, about halfway through that game, even a little bit before that, even though it was a little lopsided at the start, it looked like this group was starting to pull on the rope together again.
I couldn't agree with you more. And it was halfway through that game. Once that power play goal went in, and it's like we had weathered the storm of 6 penalty kills, and Wolf was sensational, but everyone stuck together. The PK held us together. and it felt like we were fighting together. And we were fighting obstacles together, and it forced us to rally around each other. And I thought in the third period, we played really good hockey.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun brand of hockey to watch, both in Ottawa to close out the game and in Montreal. And another thing that was pretty fun, Monty, was watching your goaltenders. I mean, both of these guys, we've already talked about Hofer. Excellent game in Ottawa, his confidence oozing at the end, and then he jumps in the fights. I love that every second of it. But then Binner, I know he gave up 3 goals in Montreal, but let's be honest, Monty, if you don't have Binner, I don't even know what the score is. He made some of those saves are unbelievable. So when you got your goalies going like this, that really helps.
It's unbelievable how much. And you know what? We always thought we have the best tandem in the league because of how good they are, how great teammates they are, and how they compete. And Binner just showed what Binner's all about last night. He made at least 5 10-bell saves where you're right. I mean, Montreal moved the puck around really well. We got caught in our D zone and got caught tired. And, he had to save the day, and he did, just routinely.
Well, Coach, we thank you for coming on today. We wish you luck. A little bit of a redemption game tomorrow night. I hope you put the boots to the Boston Bruins. So best of luck to you. We always appreciate you joining us.
Thanks, Ribs. I appreciate it. Thank you, Carey.
Thanks, Coach. See you.
All right, Coach, go get some rest. You deserve it. All right, that was Blues head coach Jim Montgomery. A lot of great stuff from Monty. I love when Monty dives deeper into the things that people, it's not the obvious things, and yourself. I don't know how it works in football, but as a hockey player, sometimes you're super creative offensively as a young player. You come in, you put up big numbers, all these things, and then coaches get a hold of you, and then they're like, no, we don't want you to do anything that made you good. We want you to just do something simple so that I don't look bad.
I agree. I think that's why I asked, because I think good coaches let you be who you are. Whatever guy, and they kind of rein in the carelessness that you might have.
Just splash in a little bit,
just a little technique, a little discipline here. But you know what? You're a hell of a player, so be you. I don't want to change you. I don't want to change your personality, and that's why I asked, because I think when you have a really good player that has a skill set that other players don't have, the worst thing you can do as a coach is tell them, no, you can't do that, or no, don't do that. Now, what they feel naturally, they start playing unnaturally.
Start fighting their instincts.
and now you got a player that is going to stink because they're not doing what
they won't reach maximum potential.
There you go. So I love when I hear coaches that allow players to be who they are and do what they do naturally. I think you get the best version of that player all the time.
Yeah, I love it. It's great stuff.
I've been a little critical of this team, and I feel like everybody has based on how they play. But
I think it's been okay to be critical of this team.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's something about when he talks, when Jim Montgomery comes on the show, when he talks, there's just something that comes about me, and I'm like, man, I think this team could win the Stanley Cup. I don't know what it is. You know what it is?
Gary's back.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's just when he talks, it's like, if there's a guy that is going to turn this ship around, we saw it last year, he's the guy. Man, just a great hire.
Yeah, I totally agree. I love Monty for several reasons. Personally, because he's a good friend of mine, but secondly, I think he's one of the best coaches in the league. And I think the entire staff is doing a hell of a job trying to get this team to where we want them to be ultimately. So always great talking to the head coach. We've got more NFL stuff coming up next. NFL News and Notes right here on 101 ESPN. U.S. farmland is a great investment. And if you'd asked me this 6 months ago, I had no idea that anybody could even buy U.S. farmland. But I had a great meeting the one day here at the office with AgVest founder Chris Bronner, and we discussed all of the advantages of investing in U.S. farmland. We discussed several things, like if you are a farmer and you do already own farmland. Well, here's what he said to me. He said, owning farmland is a safe investment. You get steady returns, there's long-term growth, and just stability. You don't have to worry about waking up every morning and just fearing the stock market, whether it's up or down or all around. You don't have to worry about that. And, AgVest has helped leading financial institutions manage over $900 million in farmland, and they're licensed in 10 states. And again, if you own farmland, AgVest can help you maximize its value with full service management from sourcing and diligence to rent, as well as tenant selection. So if you're interested in investing in farmland or you own farmland and you want some help, call AgVest founder. Again, his name is Chris Bronner at 618-520-7022. That's 618-520-7022, or visit agvestadvisors.com. Buy land. They are not making it anymore. It's a fast lane here, 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, NFL news and notes. Guys, did last night's loss push the Chiefs out of the playoff picture, and are they done forever?
Nah, I don't think they're done forever. I do think they're done for 2025, though.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I think so. That loss, I mean, just watching that team, they look like they look, I don't want to say hopeless or helpless. They
look bad.
They do. Like, they really do. Like, you could always count on, like, an explosive output from the offense, or you could an explosive play from the offense. Their running game has been crap all year, but at least you felt like Patrick Mahomes was going to save you.
Yeah, I felt there's a chance.
You felt like it, and Houston was knocking folks out yesterday. Rashee Rice looked like, oh my God, who just hit me, and why did you hit me that hard? Travis Kelce coughed that ball up at the end where he got in his hands and got hit in the ribs. Take that with you, and we'll take the pick. Like, they were getting punked. And you don't normally say that about a Kansas City Chiefs football team, but they got punked yesterday. They've been getting punked this year, and I find it very hard for them to get back into this playoff picture.
I feel like sometimes, fan bases, when their team does so well, they start to get, they start to feel themselves a little bit. I think sometimes you need to be humbled a little bit. And this is that season for Kansas City.
For the Chiefs, yeah. I just think that, the bill has come due here. And what I mean by that is they really haven't been able to build a running game. Think about the last couple of years.
Yeah.
They really haven't had a great running game. Travis Kelce has continued to decline as a player, which, by the way, I poked fun at him earlier today. He's had a hell of a career.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It happens. Father Time is undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, Travis Kelce looks like this should be his last year of playing in the NFL. Whether it will be or not, I don't know. Who knows? A lot of times these guys want a redemption tour, run it back one more time.
I think that was this year.
Carey?
I think that was this year.
Listen.
I think last year was bad. This year was supposed to be the redemption tour.
I know.
And it ain't been great.
Not been great at all. Not been great at all. And then Patrick Mahomes hasn't been himself.
No.
And now whether that's Patrick Mahomes or it's the surrounding cast or who knows, right? But here's what I do know is that Peyton Manning and Tom Brady didn't always have unbelievable teams either.
Right.
But they still looked like they could deliver.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes can't, but he's had it rough here for a couple weeks now. He has not, to me, he hasn't looked like the man.
Yeah, it's that, and part of it is, I've never seen a Kansas City Chiefs team have this many drives. Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
They were trying to catch the ball yesterday with their hands closed.
They were their eyes closed, I think. They weren't even, it's like they had boxing gloves on. And I'm like, what are we doing? So the number of drops that took place and that have been taking place over the last few weeks for the Kansas City Chiefs, I see no way that they make it into this playoff picture. They got too many teams in front of them, and they're 6-7 with the Miami Dolphins right now. 6-7, and you feel, I think I would be more inclined to say the Dolphins have a better chance, which sounds crazy.
They're trending in the better direction.
They are than the Kansas City Chiefs right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's a hope in that the Chiefs make the playoffs. I don't know about you guys, but the Colts,
they're done.
Yeah.
Well, they lost 3 in a row now.
Mm-hmm.
So they
lost their quarterback.
And they were 8-2.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're 8-5, and they've lost their quarterback, and their backup QB got dinged up.
Yeah, and their first round draft pick from 2 years ago is still on IR with a broken eye socket. Good luck to those guys.
So are we saying they're done?
Yeah, the Colts have lost 4 of their last 5. I don't think.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, they barely beat the Falcons in overtime. That's the one win that they have. Was it in Germany, Dublin, Ireland?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And so they are losers of 4 of their last 5. Their quarterback Jess tore his Achilles yesterday after fracturing his fibula a couple of weeks before that. Yeah, I think the Colts are done. I think there's no way that they get back into this playoff picture.
So when I look at the AFC overall, the AFC North is a mess. It's a mess. I know your Steelers are in first place right now.
Barely.
Yeah, barely. What does this look like when the music stops, Carey? What does this look like? Because, I think the Bengals and the Browns for sure. I think the Bengals are done too. Mm-hmm. I think this is a foot race now between the Steelers and the Ravens, and like I don't know if either team really wants it.
It's probably a foot race to get to 10 wins, or 9. I think the Bengals loss on Sunday was a terrible loss for them. Like the fact that they had control of that game, essentially the entire game until Joe Burrow threw that pick 6, which was a hell of a play. I think it was Bernard that made that play. They had that game under control in those conditions. I don't know who wants to win this AFC North. Like, I figured, I don't. I thought Baltimore, they scored the go-ahead touchdown with Isaiah Likely. I clearly don't know what a touchdown is because I thought that was definitely a touchdown. He took 2 steps with the ball.
I think it was 3.
Got it knocked out.
He took too many.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, clearly.
Just had his foot in this.
Just hand the ball to the referee when you get done. That's the best way to make sure and ensure that you scored a touchdown. But Pittsburgh didn't. I mean, they figured some things out, but they're not great.
Mm-hmm. So, no, they're not.
And Baltimore is worse. The entire division is in the negative in run differential, in point differential.
Yeah, a lot of red.
A lot of red. It's terrible.
I do think the Steelers ultimately get it done. We were kind of talking about it in the office before the show started, but like the Bengals, they got to win out. They have to win out. I believe Baltimore can only, they can't lose 2 games, and Pittsburgh can't lose 3 games.
Yeah. As I said, a race to 10 or 9.
So, and those 2 teams play each other at the end of the season. It could come down to that final game, which would be...
That'd be fine. I'd be good with that.
Really cool.
Yeah, I'm good with that. All right, last thing here before we wrap up the segment and the AFC North for that matter. What the hell is going on in Cleveland? Like, we joked about it earlier, and, Shedeur Sanders, everybody knows that Kevin Stefanski did not want to draft this player.
It seems that way.
It seems, okay? You're right. I shouldn't just assume that.
Yeah.
It's just all indications are looking that way. But the guy has, since he's taken over as an actual starter, he's answered questions the right way. He's talked about team first. He's talked about practice. He's talked about getting better. He's actually showing improvement. And in fact, he was balling out.
He had a hell of a game.
Hell of a game yesterday.
It was fun to watch because for him, I mean, you threw for 350 yards, I believe, 360, 3 touchdowns. He threw 1 pick, and he rushed for another touchdown. You got a 4-touchdown day. And they did come out and say he's the starter for the rest of the year, which is a tip of the cap to him because he's
was
earned
his
it.
tongue bleeding when he said it?
Kevin Stefanski might have been. I don't know if there's any video footage.
Have you seen this before where a young quarterback just gets what seems to be zero support from the head coach?
I've never seen that, especially when that quarterback gives your team the best chance to win.
Yeah.
And the only, maybe, I don't know. I don't want to put words or my words into Kevin Stefanski's mouth or my thoughts into what he's thinking. I have no clue. But Shedeur, clear in a way, gives you the best chance to win football games. Dylan Gabriel did not. And that was evident from training camp to the first however many games he got to play. Joe Flacco, you moved on from him and traded him. So I don't know how it took this long to get to this position where you're saying this player that you drafted in the 5th round is the better choice. He was the better choice before they both got drafted.
He was the better player, bottom line. You may not have liked the way he carried himself, the way he acted, driving around in a Lamborghini or whatever the heck it was, but he's still a better player.
But that goes right back to what we just talked about with Monty.
Yeah.
Literally, we just had allowing a player to be who he is. He's a person, and every person is not the same person.
No.
We all come from different places. His father is the greatest cornerback to ever play the game.
One of the best athletes to ever.
Best athlete. You don't think he's going to have a little bit more swagger than someone that didn't grow up in that environment? It's a little different for him and his upbringing and what he's seen in comparison to me, you, for anybody.
Yeah.
So it's just completely different, and you allow your best player or your player to be his best self. You don't try to put him in a box and say, you shouldn't do this, you should. No, be you. Now, let's not get speeding tickets. Let's not do the things off the field that draw negative attention. I don't give a damn what you do on the field as long as you're not getting penalties and leading our team to victory. I'm cool with it.
Yeah. And I think sometimes the things that we want to support our narrative are things we highlight. And what I mean by that is the speeding tickets, the driving the fancy cars, all that. People that's the top of the list that they talk about. But what gets hidden is that Shedeur, up until he became a starter, never took a day off.
Right.
On the off days, he was going back to some high school, practicing with receivers. And he's been putting in the work, but we don't put that as the headlines. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a shame. So either way, I'm glad he'll be the starter for the rest of the year, and we'll see. He'll either establish himself as the guy of the future, or the Browns will just keep looking for another quarterback. They'll be on a quarterback 37 in the last 5 years or so. I know, pretty close.
Probably.
Pretty close.
In 20 years, for sure.
Flacco will go back there.
Nah.
All right, everyone is pissed.
Everyone?
Sounds like it. So what's the answer for the college football playoff format? We're going to fire up Carey again when we come back here on 101 ESPN. It's the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh. Hot topic of the day for sure, gentlemen, has been the college football playoff and the committee and just the way they've done business overall. So, look, everyone is pissed. Well, a lot of people are pissed. Is everyone? But, like, what's the answer here? Like, what is the answer? No matter what, teams, fans, players, depending who you're cheering for, you're always going to have somebody that's upset. But, like, what can they do to fix this whole thing? We talked about several ideas earlier. Maybe we can come up with some good ones, and then we can present it to the College Football Committee.
Well, I think people are very upset in the way that they are is because week to week, you felt like Notre Dame was in. Like, just based off of last week, if Miami was ahead of Notre Dame in that college football playoff picture last week, in the most recent rankings order, and if they were number 10 and Notre Dame was number 12, you would probably feel like, okay, we saw this coming. But neither team played this weekend. So what was the shift? Like, how did Miami
clearly practiced harder?
It was BYU. So they basically said in Hunter Yurachek the week prior, so last week's ranking on Tuesday, said that once these two teams are sort of next to each other, and I'm not saying that this is right or this is the right process of thinking.
Which two teams?
Miami and Notre Dame.
Okay.
When they're next to each other, if that happens, then that's when the head-to-head would essentially kick in.
So why didn't it kick in before then? Because Notre Dame lost to Miami.
I can't answer that question.
One. Like, they haven't played each other in 13 weeks, 12 or 13
but
weeks.
When BYU lost, that put those two teams next to each other. They went with the head-to-head.
So hang on, guys.
That is ridiculous in my opinion.
Hang on.
Not from you, from him.
Just hang on here. Let me reset this because we have already gone round and round and round today over the problems, right? Like we've talked about Miami, Notre Dame. How does it flip? How do they do it? Alabama should be all of the things that we believe in or not believe in right now. I don't care about that. How do we fix it?
Go to a 2014 playoff.
Okay,
that would be my solution.
Do you think? Because the automatic answer then, I'm just going to play devil's advocate. Well, Team 25 had a better record than Team 24.
Well, I think you have we've seen a lot of in and out this whole season from, like, the entire rankings. Like, everyone, it's been a lot of shuffling throughout the entire season. But I'm more comfortable with the top 24 or the top 25 teams and where they're slotted right now. Way more comfortable because you still give them a chance. If you're number 25, I mean, you probably have more than enough time to try to get into that top 24. It's extremely difficult to get from outside of the top 25 into top 12. It's not as difficult to get from outside of the top 25 to number 24. So if I'm going to do that, and I would do away with the conference championships, the first week it would be the top 24 teams, the number 8, the first 8 seeds.
What week are you releasing the rankings?
The rankings can be released throughout the entire season because I think I do think
you're going to end up with the same.
I don't think so. That's just my opinion.
With 24 teams, maybe not.
I don't think so because you're giving more and you have a better understanding. Like, why is this team still in? Why is this team not in? Why is this? I think it'll give a better understanding of where the teams and where the players are, and then you can name those bowl games for those first 8 games, those 16 teams. That's the Music City Bowl. Hey, go play whatever you want to name it. Wherever it is, do it that way. If you're looking for a solution, I would say that that's the best way. And the reason why I know it works, because the FCS does it.
Well,
and
I think that's
been doing it for a number of years.
Now, because you said that, I think that they're going to be reluctant to do that. I think college football gets in its way so much that the committee would feel like they've got to reinvent the wheel rather than just following what is already in place.
Yeah.
But whether it's 24 teams or 16 or 18, whatever number they decide to be the right one, I do think they have to get rid of. I think they have to get rid of the necessity to have every conference represented. Like, you're either a top 12, top 14, top 16 team, or you're not. Because when I look at this, like, Tulane is 20th, James Madison's 24th. Like, do we really think?
I wrote this down because if we were doing it right now, the top the top 24 teams.
Yes.
Okay, the first 8 seeds would have a bye.
Yeah.
That means you would have Alabama playing James Madison. No different than James Madison playing Oregon. That is going to be what it is. You'd have Notre Dame playing North Texas. Again, Tulane versus Ole Miss, whatever. You'd have BYU against Iowa, Miami against Georgia Tech, Texas against Houston. That's a hell of a matchup there in the same city, same Texas, same state. Tulane versus Vanderbilt, Utah versus Michigan. I think I got it lost. Or... yeah, either way. But your matchups, the final matchup would be USC versus Virginia.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is those are actually like ranked 24th, right?
That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is right now
teams.
you've got a 24th ranked team that's being bumped up to 12th because of this stupid conference thing.
Exactly. So if you did the top 24 teams, that's what it would look like. You would match it 9 versus 24,
yeah, but
20,
you wouldn't
10
end up
versus
with
23.
You wouldn't end up with a team ranked 35 knocking a 24 team out.
No.
Which is essentially kind of what this is right now.
No. North Texas is the number 24th team in the country.
No, but if you were going back to 12 teams right now.
Oh, yeah,
this is why you have.
Correct.
I'm talking about the way it's currently constructed.
And that's, to me, you got a team that's ranked 24th in the country knocking out the team that's ranked 11th or 12th.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That makes
ridiculous.
no sense.
So, yeah. I just feel like if you went to a 24-team playoff, if you NCAA, if you need help, go look at the FCS, the way they've done it. the blueprint's right there.
Yeah.
It works every year.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to a 14-team playoff right now. The
hates
NFL.
your idea,
No,
clearly.
I'm bringing up a different idea.
Yeah, he does.
I think what the FCS does is fine. We actually saw an upset, a huge upset
Illinois
in the FCS.
State?
They took down North Dakota State. Shout out to Illinois State for taking down the Bison.
21-point dogs.
It was incredible. Yeah, I think their quarterback threw 5 picks and they still won. But if you have 14 teams, that's what the NFL does. The top 2 teams in the nation ultimately get a bye, and then those next 2 teams, or the next 12 teams would play. And if you want to include a group of 5 team, maybe you include it to 15 teams. They have a chance. You just take one group of 5. You get rid of the conference automatic bids and all that nonsense. And then that group of 5 teams, so they don't feel like their season, they're not playing for anything, they would have a play-in game for the 14th seed or something.
Yeah.
They'll probably get the brakes beat off of them, but at least you have a say, oh, well, they got a chance to play.
Yeah.
But then they lose to the 14th best team. And if the 14th best team loses to the group of 5 team, well, then they shouldn't be in it to begin with.
I agree. Although I don't hate that, Marshy, but listening to you describe that with the play-in game and all this stuff, might as well just go to what Carey's saying. Go to the top 24 teams. And then your group of 5 teams automatically getting a chance to play somebody. Yeah. You know?
I think for me that would make, to me, and I was a proponent of 16, but just do 24.
What does that do with the schedule, though?
And then I don't think it does anything, in my opinion, because you're still taking the top 24 instead of the top 25 teams. Those rankings still, and again, somebody's going to be mad. Let's see, Tennessee is just outside the top 25. I'm sure Tennessee would be pissed off.
Missouri would be pissed off too.
Missouri would be at 25. They're 25 in the AP.
And I'm sure
they would be pissed off.
Absolutely. So you just keep pushing the ball down the road.
But it is what it is. Like, I think that when you're looking at it, if you can't get into the top 24 teams, I mean, Jesus, what are we doing?
Well, like, here's another crazy concept. Don't lose to Florida, right?
Yeah.
Don't lose to Florida.
Don't
win
suck for
the
a week or
games
2.
that you need to win.
There you go.
And don't put it in the hands of a committee who clearly have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to trying to communicate what they're feeling to the entire nation.
Or their bias. Never know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Right?
we don't know. Some people believe that to be the case, but don't give them the opportunity to make that decision. Go win the games that you're supposed to win.
I agree
wholeheartedly.
Well, they're going to have an
Unless you're
interesting
Alabama.
They're going to have an interesting off season.
You're not wrong.
For college football.
They pooped down their leg on Saturday.
And got rewarded.
We'll see what they do. Hopefully they figure it out. But either way, Cardinals tickets, boys. How about the old Cardinal ticket pack giveaway?
Ooh.
'Tis the season of giving, Carey. And every day this week, we are giving you the gift of Cardinals baseball. Right now, we have your shot to score a Cardinals apparel ticket pack for the 2026 season. The apparel ticket pack includes 2 tickets to 5 Cardinal home games next season, featuring popular giveaways such as the Cardinals hoodie, the jersey, and much more. Cardinals ticket packs are on sale now. Find all the ticket pack info at cardinals.com/tickets. Today's trivia question. TMA released a podcast. I believe it was today, Marshy. Archives of Pat Maroon and what former Cardinal player on this podcast that was recorded during COVID. Text your answer to 314-399-9646. You get a chance to score yourself the Cardinals ticket pack giveaway. Coming up next, we're going to talk more NFL stuff here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Oh, baby, it is holiday season. You can almost hear Santa and the reindeer, all those wonderful things. But you may be sitting at home going, I need to sell my house, or I'd like to upgrade my home, but I just don't know if it's the right time to do it because of all these things. With the holidays, things are busy, family gatherings, maybe people aren't looking. Talking to Gloria Lou with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, and she said that, yes, it can be challenging at times, but it can also be great for the seller because inventory is low this time of year. And if your home is desirable, you're going to get a lot of looks. And Gloria Lou, she's got over 24,000 buyers in waiting. So the moment you list your home, and you will list it properly because you're going to use Gloria Lou, she's going to price it accordingly so that you sell for the most money possible and that you sell quickly. The moment you list it, you're going to have people looking at your listing, and it could be a wonderful holiday season for you as you upgrade your home with your family, move on to bigger, better things, and celebrate the holidays by selling your home. But you got to call Gloria Lou. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number's 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Fastlane, right here in your face on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh. We're going to continue down the road of some NFL news and notes and all sorts of fun stuff. Boys, if the Texans sneak into the playoffs, are they a legit threat, or will that offense just absolutely pillage them?
Listen, that offense is a rough watch.
It's terrible.
Now, they did have a really good play down there by the goal line. I thought.
Wait, are you highlighting a good play?
One good play. He scored a touchdown. It was Woody Marks. He faked like he was going to block the linebacker and bluffed him and just slipped out into the open area right over there in the hook check down area. And C.J. Stroud dumped it off to him, and he was able to score a touchdown. That was a really good play schematically because they know the Kansas City Chiefs are going to bring more pressure than you can block. So he just said, the hell with it, I'm not going to block him. And the guy that's supposed to be covering him is blitzing. Boom, pop it over his head, touchdown. Other than that, watching Houston play offense is like grinding your teeth, man. They gonna run. They ran the ball, I think, 25 times for like 75 yards, man. It was a hard yards, Jamie. Let me tell you something. I will tell you this. When you are running the football and only getting like 3 yards a clip,
it's a long day.
That's a long day and a sore body. When you get done playing and you get back into the house that night after all the good stuff. You know good stuff, Jamie. After that good stuff wears off, your body is banged up. 31 carries for 82 yards, 2.6 yards a carry, Jamie.
Persistent.
They kept doing it. You ain't wrong. But they did score the final. Agumawale scored the final touchdown. He had a 5-yard run. That was, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, that defense is an all-time level caliber. Get after the quarterback, hit you in the face, great coverage, corners, and safeties that do everything. But that offense leaves a lot to be desired. And they struggle. And that's a good Kansas City defense that they played, but they're not putting up a lot of points week in and week out. So
I think
they have a championship defense. I think they have a divisional round offense.
Yeah. I see them one and done. If they're even lucky enough to squeak in, which they could be.
Yeah, they'll be playing on that Saturday at 3
They'll play
o'clock.
the wild card. They'll play the wild card game.
But I don't think they'll be playing again after that.
They might make it to the divisional round.
Speaking of not playing after that or not playing at all in the playoffs, guys, is the Chiefs dynasty officially over? Can we say that right now? Or do we have to wait till the end of the season?
Let's wait till the end of the season.
Okay.
I don't want to say this. I think this. Is it over? Do you have to? Because the Patriots had. Well, Patrick Mahomes still there.
Okay, so here, good question for you. Because you love Peyton Manning.
I do.
You hate Tom Brady.
I don't hate him.
Let's just be honest, okay?
You don't like him as much as Peyton Manning.
Doesn't like him at all, for that matter. But
okay.
I like Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. I mean, I love him.
Who doesn't?
You know, I love Peyton Manning. But
who doesn't?
When I look at Tom Brady in particular, and you look at that 20-year run with the Patriots, he went through some teams that were highly skilled, and he went through some times where he had barely anything.
Yeah.
We're going to find out now if Patrick Mahomes is in the same discussion as Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. Yeah. Because the cupboards are pretty empty here. The cupboards are empty.
They're going to have to do something.
And his main guy ain't what he used to be.
True. That was a security blanket.
I'm anxious to see what this looks like, the rest of this season, and then moving forward.
I think if this version of the dynasty is over, I don't think that they can't have another one. I mean, we watched the Patriots do it. They had 2 of them. Mm-hmm. Like, I think the Patriots went through 2 versions of how they won games.
100%.
And so to win 3 Super Bowls and then win another 3. So I don't think that it's completely over in terms of their dominance and what they're capable of doing. They do have some formidable opponents in their division for sure. The Broncos, that defense also playing their butts off, playing lights out. The Chargers figuring out things as well. Mm-hmm. The Raiders are still the Raiders, but you got 2 teams in your own division that can be problematic for you for the future. I won't say that they're done though. I won't write them up until they have an E by their name and it says eliminated. Right. I'm not going to put them out of it, but they have a long way to go, and we'll see how it ends up.
Man, it's crazy. I know we were talking about Travis Kelce not being what he has been in his career, but I mean, you have Rashee Rice, you got Xavier Worthy. It's not like Patrick Mahomes doesn't have weapons. Those guys are good. Those guys are good receivers.
They are. Rashee Rice dropped a few too many passes.
Are they elite though?
Rashee Rice, I think, is a high caliber wide receiver. I think he's a really good football player.
I think he could be that way. I don't think he is yet.
I think he dropped too many passes.
But they've won Super Bowls without those type of players.
Yeah, but when you've watched them struggle, it's been when the offensive line, like Tampa Bay, gave them the blues in the Super Bowl because they couldn't block. Like they struggled. So anytime like last night, there were so many what we call now routes, throwing the ball at the line of scrimmage or screens to the receiver because they know I can't drop back and stand in this pocket for 3 to 4 seconds because my offensive line, one, they got 3 of the guys out, and then they got another guy out the first play of the game. So they are completely banged up, and they had to get the ball out quickly, which eliminates Xavier Worthy. Yeah. It eliminates Rashee Rice to some regard because now you can't take those chances throwing the ball downfield.
I feel like you could still get those guys the ball in their hands. You know, Worthy, super fast player. You know, maybe you dump off a wide receiver screen and do a little bit more check down
Marshy,
stuff.
would you place a futures bet on the Chiefs next year?
For what? To make the playoffs or to win the Super Bowl?
Be a playoff team.
A playoff team? Oh, absolutely.
No, AFC Championship game.
To make it to the AFC Championship game? Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Especially if the odds are... Like,
never mind the odds.
Good odds?
Let's just take the odds out of it. I know I'm asking a weird question.
Oh, I got to know the odds.
But do you believe that what you just said? Because you believe that they could be another competitive team again next year with what the way they're currently constructed?
I think they could.
Oh, I don't know.
I think they could.
Well, so could the Cleveland Browns, I guess.
No, not at all. They don't have a winning. They don't have a winning pedigree. This organization has a track record of winning. So if they have one bad year, an off year, in which it's not like they're a 3-win team.
No. But
I think there's teams right now that are playing above what we all expected them to be. Who's to say that when they have a harder schedule next year and when the Chiefs have an easier schedule, they end up finding themselves back in the playoffs, and I take the Chiefs over almost any team if they're in the playoffs. It just so happens that they're not in the playoffs right now. So every other team that is in the playoffs, they benefit greatly, especially the Bills. And if the Bills can't make it to the AFC Championship game this year, something is wrong with them.
Yeah, I'm not ready to stay on the bandwagon for the Chiefs, but I'm also going to tread lightly. Because they still have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
Absolutely. And that's why I would... Now, I don't know if they'd win said AFC Championship game, but I would expect them to get to said game if they find themselves in the playoffs because we've seen it for the last X amount of years.
And if they're out of the playoffs this year, management, Andy Reid, they're going to look to be building a squad a little differently in the offseason.
Well, they need to find a running back. And they need to make sure... Their offensive line is better. Like they got to upgrade on the offensive line and get you a running back that can make some things happen, in my opinion.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see that. We will be monitoring that the rest of the way here. Gentlemen, it's that time of the day. We're going to bet the board when we come back here on 101 ESPN. Gentlemen, are you suffering from low energy and motivation, maybe some fatigue, tired all the time, weight gain, muscle loss, a little bit of belly fat, all of those things, maybe even lack of focus, mental clarity, low libido, which that's not fun. All of those things right there are signs of low testosterone, and Mentality can help you with that. Mentality is a local healthcare facility that specializes in helping men feel and perform at their very best. The board-certified physicians, they provide a full physical, consultation, a blood panel, all that stuff. And that's right away in your very first visit. Mentality does focus on the free testosterone levels, which many doctors overlook. They just don't pay attention to it for whatever reason. And then Mentality puts together a program for you that is specific to your needs. For myself, low testosterone, as well as vitamin D. And I'm also on the peptide train, which has changed my life drastically. You can get in there and ask them about peptides. So please get into either location, Chesterfield or South County. Tell them Anthony and Jamie sent you in. If you need more information at all, visit mentalityhealth.com/radio. Again, that's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Today we talked with Jeremy Rutherford, our Blues insider with The Athletic, and Blues head coach Jim Montgomery. If you missed those interviews, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and all of our shows there, and it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. Blues back in action tomorrow, taking on the Boston Bruins. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. Tonight we have Monday Night Football as the Chargers go up against the Eagles. Pregame for that one starts at 6 with the kickoff at 7:15. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
We are back here in the fast lane. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter had to duck out early. He'll be back tomorrow. Gentlemen, bet the board. Marshy, give me a little standings update, please.
All right. Carey is at 3 points. Jamie, you're at 4 points. You're tied with Anthony, and I'm in last place right now with 2.
All right. So who goes first?
You. Yeah, you go first. Anthony already sent his pick in, but between all of us, you go first.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Eagles money line.
I think Jamie is first, actually. He was in the lead.
He is, yeah. So technically, you couldn't do that.
No. I'm going to stay in my lane.
You should.
I'm going to stay in my lane. First period, over-under for the Leafs and the Lightning, 1.5. I'm going over. It's minus 140 right now. Anthony sent his pick in, so for the listeners, I was just joking. Anthony picked the Eagles today on the money line at minus 135. Carey.
Man, where did it go? I lost it. Jeez Louise. I had Saquon Barkley plus 14.5 receiving yards. Where's it at? There it is. Yep, minus 139.
Okay. Marshy?
I'm going to go with Devontae Smith over 57.5 receiving yards. And let me just double check that one. It is at minus 114.
All right. All right, there's your bet to board. Fellas, one thing I wanted to get into, we haven't had a chance yet today, and it's back to the NFL, just because I'm so intrigued by certain divisions, certain teams, and overall, just how, in my opinion, like even though there's teams with great records at 11-2, like nobody's running away with things. I think the Rams and the Seahawks have been the most consistent, even though the Broncos and the Patriots are 11-2. I think I believe in the Rams more. I hate to say that, but I want to talk about the Packers. Green Bay Packers, they've kind of been a roller coaster this year. And right now they sit at the top of the NFC North, 9-3-1, 4 wins in a row. So it's like, why would I be questioning this right now? But like, are they truly a Super Bowl team? Like a contender?
They're an intriguing team. Like the tie might be the thing that keeps them from being the number one seed. Had they won that game, I think they would be number one, depending on how it all pans out. But they are a weird team, right?
I feel like they haven't had a great season yet. Here they are at 9-3-1, and they've won 4 in a row.
And 2 of your losses are to the Browns and the Panthers at the time, which you're like, how the hell you lose those games? There's a really good win versus Chicago on Sunday. I thought that was an outstanding win. That's a really good Chicago team. But I'm with you. I don't know who they are. I don't know if from week to week, you don't know if they're going to score enough points or what they're going to do. And I think the defense is really good, but I don't think they are one of the elite defense. I think, and they have the Broncos this weekend or next weekend at Denver. I think that's going to be a test for both of those teams. Denver offensively, what are they capable of doing? And can the Packers put up points against that Denver defense?
Marcia, what do you think?
I think they're playing better football right now. I think you make a great point because of the two teams, or I guess they've lost 3 games. But the Browns and the Panthers lost, and maybe the Panthers loss doesn't look so bad right now because they're in the mix and whatnot. Eagles, you could make an argument that was a bad loss because of what we've witnessed from Philly, and obviously we'll watch them play tonight or listen to it right here on 101 ESPN. But I think they're a solid team. It's those losses that make me feel like they're due for something bad to happen. And we're getting later and later in the season, and I wonder if that does come in the playoffs.
So I know they just played each other, and obviously the Packers beat the Bears. But who do you believe in more, the Packers or the Bears? Like, what do you believe is true? between these two?
I would go with the Packers. I've seen Jordan Love win a playoff game, so I would lean. I think they have a better team. But I have been impressed, and I know the Bears lost yesterday. I have been impressed with what Ben Johnson has been able to do this season.
Oh, it's been incredible.
Especially after what we witnessed last year. And just the Bears overall, they just find ways to lose games. They have. Like, it's a matter of fact. Go to the playoff game, the double doink. Like, they just find ways to lose games. But I think this year is a different team. We'll see if they ultimately end up in the playoffs. They could lose every single game the rest of the way and miss the playoffs. The Lions knocking on the door behind them.
Okay, so that's where I wanted to go next. And obviously I love the Lions, okay? And I'm trying not to put on my Lions hat here.
It's on.
But I have to ask the question. We talked about Green Bay. We talked about the Bears. Do we believe that one of those two teams is the best in the division, or do we still think the Lions are the best team in the division who haven't played best football?
I don't know. I mean,
right?
I think with all three of these teams, like somebody has to win the division. Right now, the Packers are in the lead. The Bears are knocking at the door, and the Lions are right there as well. But yeah, it's gonna be tough down the road to finish the season. The Lions are going. They play at LA this weekend. It's going to be a tough test. Yeah. And then they go. I don't know what the Steelers are, so I couldn't tell you. I honestly don't know.
I don't think they know.
I don't know that they know either. So how do you know? Hell.
If you don't know, how the hell do I know?
Exactly. So I think it's going to be those two games. There are going to be an interesting pair of games for the Lions. Jamie, to answer your question, I don't know. I don't know who wins the division.
Yeah.
I don't know who is the best team in the division. Going into this, I thought the Packers were clearing away, going to be the better team. I thought the Lions would be right there. I had no clue that the Bears would even be in the conversation.
No.
But it's very intriguing to watch this NFC North kind of pan out.
Yeah, this year is going to be interesting when the playoffs officially start, because 2 weeks ago I would have told you if I had to pick one team, and we'll just stick with the NFC, one team to go to the Super Bowl, I would have picked the Rams. I thought that they had been playing the best football, and then all of a sudden they lose to the Panthers on the road. So I'm like, oh, okay, can I trust the Rams? I don't like the Rams, but I still think that they're the best team, and obviously they're in first place right now. But it's going to be fun, though. I think it's going to be fun to see who ultimately puts it all together at the end of the season, and throw the Eagles in there too. We know the Eagles, for whatever reason, they decide to play bad football in the middle of the season.
They do a lot.
And then when the playoffs start, they look like Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah.
And that's what they did last year.
I think it's going to be an interesting end of the season, AFC and NFC, and I think the playoffs are going to be interesting because I think there are teams that the records are not great that are better teams. And I think that there are teams that have a great record that aren't exactly as good as what their record shows. I think that's going to be compelling.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be good.
It will be.
All right, we're going to wrap up the show here. When we come back, stay tuned right here at 101 ESPN. Well, it's been a fun day here. Mondays are always exciting, but we've had a lot to talk about. We talked a ton of college football. We had Jeremy Rutherford on the show. We had Blues head coach Jim Montgomery join us. We had a lot of fun here today. If you missed anything, you can always go to the 101 ESPN mobile app. You can download the podcast. All of that brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. All right, gentlemen, what did we learn today? Carey Davis.
Yeah, I learned that I don't know anything about how a team gets in and how a team gets out.
You know about getting in, getting out?
I know. I don't. I'm still learning here, clearly. Learning. Think you're in, you're out. Think you're out, you're in. Who knows how to get in?
It's always better in.
Always. But sometimes you're out when you thought you were in.
You thought so, yeah.
You thought you were in, and then you're out. You're on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Wishing you were
Good.
in.
And you're like watching your buddies.
Yeah, they're all in.
And you're out.
And you're pissed off.
Yeah.
What the hell did I do? I didn't deserve to be out.
That's a good point.
I was in.
Well said.
No, I'm not.
Marshy?
I learned that Carey Davis doesn't like Alabama. And I don't blame him. There's a lot of people that don't like Alabama. I don't really like Alabama either. When I was a Texas fan, when I was a young boy, and they defeated my Texas Longhorns in the national championship game, I was so mad. Colt McCoy got injured. I was so mad. So I haven't liked them since.
Wow.
I understand why Carey doesn't like them.
Okay.
Ridiculous. Man.
Not because they're a 3-loss team.
No, it's because of them.
But because they play in the SEC.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
They got that too.
I just learned a lot right then in that moment by Marshy talking about how he's held a grudge for all these years. But I also learned that every college fan base is insane. And they will always find ways to either pump up their team or certainly take shots at another team, and they'll tell you a million reasons why they should be in the playoffs and a million reasons why somebody else's team should be out. So it's always nice to hear people lose their ever-loving mind. 3 stars, Marshy.
You want those 3 stars?
Yeah, give them to me.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 Stars of the Day, presented by Circus Sports. No bet fees ever with the world's largest sports book, now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
All right, well, I had this this particular entity was actually my 2nd star of the day all day long. But at the 11th hour, I decided to make my 3rd star of the day. Give me Notre Dame, 3rd star of the day, all the fans out there. It's been a tough 24 hours. We're going to give you a star today.
It feels like a crap sandwich.
What are you talking about?
I'm just going to keep waiting.
Star.
I don't think. Go ahead, finish.
Go ahead, Marshy. What's next? 2nd star.
2nd star of the day. We're going to give it to Doug Waite. We had someone slandering Doug Waite for whatever reason on the text line today. Great blue. So we're going to give him the 2nd star of the day. And, of course, our guy, Giff Smith.
Yeah, he gets mentioned. He gets a star.
He gets mentioned. He gets a star.
And
why is he the 1st star? Well, he was mentioned in the Gauntlet today.
Yeah.
There's a question for Giff Smith. He is our 1st star of the day.
Marshy, I'm not going to lie to you. I thought you were going to say that, like, Miami was your 3rd star, Notre Dame was your, and then you flopped it. I thought you were going to say, well, I changed my mind, and now
That would have been a good
Notre
idea.
Dame's
I would never do that. I would
2nd
never do
star's
that.
now Miami.
That's awful. And the 1st star is Alabama. Oh, my God.
No, I couldn't do that. I just hated on him for like 2 minutes.
That would have been unbelievable.
I couldn't do that.
All right, well, let's see here. Tonight on 101 ESPN, we will have the Chargers versus the Eagles. All of that pregame starts at 6 p.m. We have kickoff at 7:15 p.m. Got Blues hockey tomorrow night. Blues and Bruins. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop at 7. Blues looking to go 3 in a row, boys. Pretty exciting stuff.
Man, let's get it done.
Yeah.
Let's win some games. Keep winning. Why not? No, what else you got to do?
We got to play the games.
Well, I mean, if you're the Blues, what else do you have to do other than win? Why not win? Why not win them all from this point on? Jamie, I think
it's possible.
I think you should talk to them about that and see if they can make that happen, because
I'm going to call a closed-door meeting.
Yeah, can I come?
Sure.
Dad, let me come in. Nah, I get those guys riled up and ready to roll.
What do you think
their asses off?
What do you think they would do if Carey comes in as an angry football player and just starts yelling at guys?
Get in front of the net! Get in front of the net!
Get the puck out! Get
Come
the
on!
puck in!
What are we doing? Why are you not back checking?
That'd be funny.
That'd be fun.
That'd be a great skit. It'd be a great prank.
Yeah.
I might talk to
Like,
the Blues.
just say, hey, we got a motivational.
Practice.
Yeah.
Not even motivational. Just be like-
Carey Davis, motivational speaker.
Just be like, hey, we got a guy here. He wants to come and talk to you guys. Yeah. Loves you guys. Big Blues
Think
fan.
I don't know what I'm talking about? Why? Because I never skated before? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. How hard can it
But
be?
if I did skate, I'd
This
be
is
better
what
than
the
you.
hell I'd be doing.
As he walked.
Give me your 3-point stance.
They start rattling
hell
off
is this
some
guy?
wins. I'll approach the team.
There we
about
go.
it.
Let's do
I'll
it.
talk to him about that. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. We've got the Monday Night Football. We
Gonna be a
have
good
just an
game.
update.
Those Eagles need to win.
Update 2, the Fast Lane is now tied with the Rizzuto Show in the Pick'em Challenge. So
About damn time.
going to be a bit of a foot race to the finish line here.
Proud of you.
See what we're able to do at that point. Let's see. What else, guys?
Nothing. It's going to be a good
That's it.
game tonight. Eagles, as you said, Marshall,
Fly, Eagles,
need
fly.
to win.
They need to win.
Yeah, out in L.A. See what they do. Yeah, Jim Harbaugh. Let's see what he's doing. What if he's got his cleats on the sideline? He used to
for
drive
sure.
me crazy when he wore them damn
Who's
cleats.
more weird? Him with his cleats on the sidelines or Carly Ursay wearing a headset in the
You know what?
coach's book?
I'm not even upset with Carly anymore.
I like her.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not that I watch it, but that used to bother me.
All right, we'll be back here tomorrow with the full squad right here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. See ya!